Let's see. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Dope Individuals podcast.
What's good?
Episode 3, welcome back.
It's been a minute. 3.
It has been a minute, it feels like it's been a minute, but
it feels like it has for sure.
I'm not lying to you when we've been itching to talk about shit, we were waiting to get back on the mic and get back in the studio, give you all this realness, first things first. Last episode, for those of you guys that have watched, and those of you guys that kept up with our fantasy football section, you will remember that Maanz made a bet. I'll go ahead and let him get into it, on what he bet and on what he's about to do.
Listen, dog, it's been rough. Again, welcome back to episode 3. All this shit, I'm just stalling a little bit, but I gotta essentially take these shots right now. I gotta take 4 shots because fucking lost, and I'm on a 0-4 start in our bragging league. And I just want to say, Jose, if you're listening to this, fuck you. I don't fuck with you.
Shots fired.
Bruh had fucking Buffalo's defense go off for 31 points, bruh. I lost by fucking 12, bruh. He had his defense go off for 31, dog. What the fuck? And then Debo wanted to have a fucking day. I thought I was it, bro. In the morning games, my team was eating. I was up big. Team was just eating. Dak was going off. Fucking Patterson was going off. It was looking good. I was like, yeah, I'm about to get this dub. Me and Jose was talking shit. And then fucking Buffalo's defense, and then Debo just fucking comes through. He damn near puts up like 40 himself. I'm just like, well, fuck me, I guess. So, yeah, so now I got to take 4 shots. So, this is a fucking double, by the way. So I'm just taking 2 of these. This is a double shot, so I'm just going to take 2. I'm not going to take four of these. I'm just letting y'all know. Fucking ironic enough, Jose got me this shot glass. And it's from fucking Hawaii. That's why you see my guy Duke with the hat on and shit, because he just fresh from Hawaii. He got a
yes, sir.
Fire ass hat on. So this is from Hawaii too, just bringing everything full circle. So
yes, sir. And just me being a good friend, you already know I got to drink with my guy. So
my guy, appreciate you. Fuck. You already know. Drinking some Douce. You know the vibes. Pouring up the second one. God damn. Jose, I fucking hate you, dog. I've played him twice this season already. I don't know if it's in this league or in the other league, but both times Debo has fucked me over, and it's been to fucking Jose.
Speaking of Debo, from a fantasy perspective, those are
not here for you.
Those of y'all that got Debo out there, I know for a fact y'all loving him. That dude is on a vibe and on a streak right now that I don't think anyone expected him to come out. Dude's been having 10-plus catches, you know what I'm saying? Anywhere between 100 to 200 yards, multiple touchdowns.
Gonna take the second one.
Taking it with you, guys. Let's do it.
I bet. Let me pour up. I got the pineapple juice with me. But yeah, Debo's been going off. Debo has been going off. Even with fucking... We'll talk about it later. But yeah, Debo's been going off.
Yeah. How did you do... are you in multiple leagues? How did you do overall in all your fantasy leagues?
Yeah. Overall, I did go 2-1 this week. So that's good. I'm in 3 leagues.
What were some of your best lineups and some of your worst decisions in your lineups?
I fucked up by fucking playing Ayuk. And this is the second time that I fucking played Ayuk and he fucked me. The first time he got 0 points. This time he got 2 points. And I only lost to Jose by 12. If I had any other receiver, and there was mad receivers on the waiver wire that went off, I'm just hella mad. But fucking, what's it called? I mean, Dak put up numbers. You know who was a big start for me this week was fucking Cordell Patterson from the Falcons. He went off.
I was in the
and I started him.
I picked him up in 2 leagues, and in both of those leagues, I had Chase Edmonds from the Cardinals, and he was going against the Rams. So, all week I was like, man, Cordarrelle he's been putting in some work, kind of sneaky.
Yep.
He's been having a lot of catches, a few touchdowns. Did not expect him to have the week that he did. Blew up for 3 touchdowns, I think around 100 yards, from scrimmage. So,
I started him in every single one of my leagues.
Yeah, same here.
I started him in every single one of my leagues, and it paid off.
In one of them, I didn't start him until about 10 minutes before the game started. It was a real game time decision.
It was literally that was my big play for the week. I mean, it got me 2 wins out of the 3, but I was just like, fuck. But Josh Allen was another good one. That was in my lineups. The game for me came down to this Monday night game again, because I had Keenan Allen on my team against Jose, right?
I had him in the league, yeah.
But in another league, I'm playing against Keenan Allen and Herbert. So I'm like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Either I'm gonna win one, I'm gonna lose one type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if Keenan Allen goes off, that means Herbert is doing his thing and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And in another league, I had Keenan. So I had Keenan Allen in 2 out of my 3 leagues, and in the other league I was playing against him. And so Keenan Allen was in my other league, and I was going up against Mike Williams. And so Mike Williams didn't really do that good tonight. Keenan Allen was just slightly better. You feel me? Keenan Allen was just slightly better. So I got out of there alive by 9 points, 10 points. I won the other one by 12 or 13, but lost this one by 12 because fucking Keenan Allen didn't put enough. And I had fucking the Chargers defense, and they were doing some work, but fam, there was at least 2 opportunities for them to have a pick 6. And if they would have got that, I would have been good. I would have been solid, but that's how fantasy goes, man. That's how fantasy goes. It sucks sometimes.
Yeah, that's facts, man. Cordarrelle was definitely one of my starts this week. I think that was one of my highlights. I had Zeke in 2 of my leagues. He was a pretty good start. James Robinson ended up being a good start dating back to Thursday Night Football. Tyler Boyd was a really good flex start that I played this week.
I played Boyd too in one of my leagues.
Who else? I'll tell you who didn't do fucking well was Tyler Lockett, fucking goose egg this week.
Yeah.
Had Logan Thomas, who got injured, unfortunately.
Bruh, I had him in one league too. That was ass. I still ended up winning that matchup though.
Yeah. Who else? Mike Williams that started in 2 or 3 leagues. That was a huge disappointment tonight. Keenan Allen, he didn't do bad, but I just needed him to do more. I mean, I think he had around 7 or 8 catches, and they only amounted to 40 or 50 yards. So when you're having that many catches and that many targets, it tells you 2 things. One, the defense is doing a great job in containing, both the quarterback and that player, because he is one of the main targets and one of the main weapons. 2, on the offensive side, you're not really coming up with any creativity. It basically shows you stalling, so.
I mean, the two plays that they tried to do to Keenan Allen, just
they just weren't working. That's what I'm saying.
It didn't connect. It didn't work
Raiders,
out.
The whole Raiders strategy was just to shut him down.
Yeah, the 2 big plays that were supposed to be to Keenan Allen, it didn't work out.
The offense went through Jared Cook, 2 nobodies, and Austin Eckler.
Yeah,
with an emphasis on Austin Eckler.
Bro, that one dude, they were like, what? The tight end is what, 6'7" or 6'8", and he did that fucking. You remember that KD dance that he did in the Warriors tunnel one time before a playoff game? That shit where he fucking that tight end did that
where
dance in the. And he's spreading it, jumping and shit. Yeah, bro. He did that. that tight end did that dance in the fucking end zone. And then KD was like, "Okay, I see you, 89." I was like, "Bruh." That shit was hella funny. I was like, "Damn, bruh. I don't feel like there's a lot of 6'8" tight ends out there."
Jimmy Graham, that's it.
Yeah, you feel me? I was like, damn, okay. You got it.
That's wild. But yeah, man, I ended up going 3-2 across my league. So another decent week. One of my leagues, I'm going to be 0-4, and that's the league that I'm keeping my eye on. I'm really trying to.
I feel for you, dog.
Increase my focus in that league. It's not one of my bigger leagues, from a payout perspective, but I just don't.
Listen, I'm 0-4 right now in the bragging league, in our league, and I'm gonna bounce the fuck back. This is a manifestation right here on episode 3 of this podcast. I'm bouncing the fuck back and making the playoffs in this league, bro. Fuck this shit.
We'll find out next week. We'll find out next week how Maanz is doing by this time. Let's see if he manifests that shit.
Let me get like a little win streak going. Come on.
Fast.
I need it.
You and I both.
But shit, bro, you got the hat. I know you touching back down. You looking a little tanner and shit. My guy coming through from Hawaii. We touched on it last episode, but fucking now that you went and experienced shit, like put us back on. You feel me? Like you just give us that recent experience of all the shit that you got into and what you did.
Definitely. So yeah, man, I'll take you guys to a quick rundown. First and foremost, I went to the island of Oahu and I visited Honolulu, which is the capital of Hawaii. It's one of the more popular spots on the islands. Anyways, that's the spot that I went to. Stayed at a hotel that was called Hyatt Centric, right in the middle of downtown Honolulu and Waikiki, literally a block away from the beach. One thing you guys should know if you're going over there, most of the bigger hotels, at least in Waikiki and Oahu, are right on the beach. Legit, some of them, it's in their backyard. I mean, right as soon as you exit the pool, it's like you're right there at the beach. So
some of their pools face the beach.
Yeah, some of the pools are rooftop pools too, that are overlooking the beach. There's some lit ass pools, So the one that I stayed in was one of the very few in the city, or at least in the area that we stayed in, believe it or not, that had queen beds. Most of them were twin beds, and I'm 6'3", I'm not huge, but I'm definitely not small, So
we is not staying in no twin beds.
We're not.
Ever, bruh.
We're just not staying in no twin beds.
Ever, bro. That's never an option.
It's just not gonna happen. Like when you're our size, I feel like
bruh, so it ain't never happening, bruh.
It's not happening.
Twin bed, bruh. Get the fuck out of here, bruh.
And if
as a hotel, you should be ashamed of yourself for having a twin bed,
for not offering queens, like bruh. Not even kings,
bruh,
like you're Hawaii,
bruh. Not even that, bruh. Just like I feel like just the fact that you thought it was a good idea to have a twin bed, you should just be like, fam, come on, bruh. If you're gonna put 2 beds in there, like fuck it, just make it 2 queens, dog. We can't be living in this twin bed society no more, bruh. Abolish twin beds. There's no reason to have them, bruh.
Yeah, unless you like 5'7" or shorter, you feel me? Like we don't need twin beds. It's just not
like
working.
Come on, bruh.
Like save those for the teenagers and preteens. Like come on now.
College kids are the only ones that should have twin beds. Like we adults, bruh. We not sleeping in no.
It's just not working.
Bed, abolish twin beds. This is a campaign for abolish twin beds.
Facts. We need to start a petition with all the hotels in Hawaii that say abolish these twin beds. You know what I'm saying? Queens and up, queens and kings only.
They tripping.
That's it.
They tripping. That's crazy.
But yeah, we were lucky enough, to find that hotel. It was a dope ass hotel. It literally had everything you could ask for. It had a fitness center. It had pools. Bathrooms were immaculate. You know what I'm saying? The service, the hospitality, the cleanliness. 5 out of 5. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got no complaints when it came to the hotel.
Is that the spot that got the little village shit, or am I tripping? Like it's got like a little like village area with like fucking restaurants and shit like that. It's not like crazy, but it's like a little like tiny area that's like near the hotel. I don't know if that's the same height or not.
So that's actually one of the spots I was going to talk about. One of the spots right around the corner, kind of getting into some of the places that I went to and whatnot. Coincidentally, it was called Duke's Lane Market and Eatery. Literally right around the corner from the hotel. I mean, you step out and it's not even a quarter of a mile away. So on the same block. So you enter there and what you think is like your normal ABC store, which is kind of your version of a 7-Eleven, damn near a little bit, maybe higher grade, with quite a little bit of more supplies. But for the most part, it's just your normal convenience store. And out there, they got them on every damn block for real. So It's a higher end version of that. As soon as you enter in, there's a bomb ass bakery to your right side. All of their pastries, they had handcrafted lemonades, gelatos, a shit ton of coffees, you know what I'm saying, and different coffee drinks to the right. And they were a bakery that was open as soon as 6 a.m., including a few different breakfast sandwiches. On your left side, you have a legit, I don't want to say a restaurant, but definitely a little deli, I guess, or a certain market type area where there's just a bunch of different types of foods out in front of you that you can kind of see behind the window, kind of like at Safeway, where you can get your fried chicken and your Chinese food and shit.
Yeah.
You kind of just pick what you want. The difference here is they actually had meals and plates, that they made in the bag as well, including, like steak sandwiches, fried chicken sandwiches, bunch of different types of bar food. They had their own type of flatbread pizza. I think the name of the eatery was called Starfire or Spitfire. Spitfire, that's what it was called. If you guys are ever out in Hawaii, I'm telling you, look up this market called Duke's Lane and check out the Spitfire little eatery. It's called, I think it's rotisserie and firebread or flatbread, some shit like that. Shit was bomb. I had that shit like 3 or 4 times throughout the vacation, and every time I had it, I kid you not, every time I had it, it was bomb. It was one of the better things I had. I consider it one of the top things I had just because of the consistency and the high quality each and every time. And it wasn't even just like what I got, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like we also got some ahi poke bowls out there that had like 8 different flavors of it. Not going to lie to you, top 2 or 3 of the ones we had in Hawaii. And we tried quite a few of them, you know what I'm saying? So when you have the food that is that good right there at this market, it's like, bruh. On top of that, then you have your actual convenience store in the back where you got a shit ton of, just groceries and clothes and fucking snacks, like whatever you want, alcohol. And in the middle, then you have a fucking restaurant. It's a high-end restaurant. Legit in the middle of the fucking restaurant, kind of in the corner. It's called Basalt Restaurant. And that shit was rated for having the best breakfast and the best bar food in Waikiki. So I feel like when you get to this area, when you get to this little market, that shit you cannot miss. You legit cannot. They have everything there that you want. You want it, they got it. I promise you. I stand by that shit. And then it's not just because they got my name in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're not just biased because of the name.
I stand by that shit because I tried that shit out and it was bomb.
My guy rep it tough.
I am.
That shit sounds fire though. It
was. And it was good price. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even no fucking. So for those of you guys that haven't been to Hawaii, it's mad expensive. Everything out there is pretty pricey. Like for those of you guys that live in New York or the Bay Area or LA, you guys, it's a similar price, maybe
it's pretty comparable,
a little more, in certain areas. But that place was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And price wise, I had everything for a reasonable price. So that place was definitely one of the better places that I had. That was probably one of the first things I did. Obviously, in Hawaii, you got to hit the beaches. You know what I'm saying? You got to hit the white sand and the little blue waters. You know what I'm saying? The super nice, super clear, super blue waters. Out there, you literally see it go from teal to light blue to dark blue. You see all the colors. You know what I'm saying? And at the right time, you can see underwater damn near because it shines right through the water. So, I tried 3 different beaches. I tried a Waikiki beach that was right there, in front of the hotel.
Main beach, got to do that.
That's the main beach. You definitely got to try it. It was nice. Got no complaints there. There is a lot of people there for sure. Usually, good waves. The water's super warm. At the right time. Super nice water, like I said. The good thing about that beach, what I like about that beach, is that being it's close to the hotel. At nighttime, when there's a lot less people, it's the perfect spot to go chill. And,
it's a vibe at night for real.
Have a few drinks. You know what I'm saying? Just chill. You know what I'm saying? With some family, some friends, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And the cops there are not tripping. As long as you're not tripping, they're not tripping. So everyone is out there getting their vibe on. You know what I'm saying? Some are going in the water still. Some are just getting their drink on. I even saw a few people burning out there. Myself included. So it was a vibe to show, it was dope. After that beach, I went to the north shore of Oahu, which is kind of on the other side of the island, about maybe an hour away. out there they had Turtle Beach, and out there was one of the more popular beaches that is out there in the Oahu, and the name is pretty self-explanatory. You know, it's you go out there to see the fucking turtles. You know, there's a bunch of fucking turtles out there. You see them right there on the beach. You know, it's dope as fuck. You know, one thing I want to mention about Turtle Beach is when we got over there, there's also basically a big long strip in which they have a bunch of shops, restaurants, you know, that are kind of specific to the North Shore, just the Hawaii in general, including Giovanni's Shrimp Truck. When we got there, Giovanni's Shrimp Truck is world famous. For those of you that don't know, you know, it's been shown on TV shows, you know, a bunch of different shit. Literally, all it was you know, some garlic shrimp. We got 2 plates. You know, we got the garlic shrimp, which was just shrimp, you know, tossed in garlic, and I don't know what else they had. And then the other one was hot and spicy shrimp, which is just a hot sauce. You know, some mac salad on the side and some rice. Combine both of them up. And I gotta say, you know, that the shrimp out there is very fresh. You could tell, you know, the definitely the best shrimp I think I had over there for sure. That whole little area had a few different markets and whatnot, you know. So some of the people in the group, you know, got a few crepes I think that were there with some Hawaiian, you know, kind of elements to their crepes. I'm big on like fruit juices, you know, natural juices and shit like that. So I found a little stand that had a bunch of different exotic, you know, fruit juices.
Was that the one right next to Giovanni's?
It was right across. It was right across from it.
It was right across from it, right? Like,
yep.
Shit's over here. That shit was like over here somewhere.
So
something like
that. If you're facing Giovanni's Shrimp Truck, you literally got to do a 180, and it's like straight ahead that way.
Got you. Yeah. I think that's the same one that I went to.
I got a fresh squeezed sugarcane juice, which I had never tried before. And
that sounds fire.
I got it with, they added some passion fruit and some lime to it. And I'm going to keep it real, man. That shit was bomb. It's very hard to explain. It's very hard to explain what fresh sugarcane juice tastes like. All I can say is that it's very, it's sweet, but not the artificial type of sweet. It's definitely
sugarcane's different, bro. Sugarcane
it's super different. For those of you guys that have kind of been to like the Caribbean or Central America or any of those tropical regions, it has that very tropical taste to it, where it tastes, you know, like a drink that you would drink over there. So it's not something you would get over here, you know, out here in what they call the mainland. So that shit was hella good. It had a little piece of star fruit on it too, which was pretty bomb.
Fire.
Rather than going to Turtle Beach, we kind of checked it out, you know, but I ended up talking to one of the locals there, and he kind of guided me to like a backyard spot basically over there. And
there's hella private beaches on that North Shore area. And yeah, there's like small shit.
There's a ton of private beaches over there. We ended up basically finding our way about 20 minutes to, I would say, the right of Turtle Beach, about 20, 30 minutes just going to the right of it, basically. And we find another beach that wasn't as packed. And we still managed to see some turtles, you know, so it was pretty cool. We actually managed to get really close to them. We didn't touch them, obviously, you know, or do anything like that. It's actually a federal law, you know, to like, I guess,
yeah, bro,
like do anything to them or be within like 10 feet of them. And
one of the people, to jail if you touch a turtle, fam. Fuck around and touch a turtle in Hawaii, bro. I dare you, bro. Fuck around and touch a turtle in Hawaii. I dare
one
you,
of the people in our group got a little close, you know what I'm saying, to the turtle, just trying to check it out. Not to touch it, you know, but just to look at it. Tell me why we had a Karen come up to us out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Not a Karen in Hawaii.
And was like, I just want to let y'all know, if you guys get within 10 feet of a turtle, they can fine you guys up to $10,000 just for getting that close to them. Yeah, it's a federal law. Like, it's a big deal over here. So I just want to let you guys know, you know, in case you guys didn't know. And legit, all of us in the group were like, bitch, you don't think we know that? Like, we ain't trying to fucking fuck around and, like, throw this fucking turtle in there and shit. Like, we're just trying to get a good look at it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't getting close to it. We ain't even trying to get in this way. We ain't doing nothing to that shit, you know what I'm saying? She was out here just fucking out there in the corner, you know what I'm saying? Just saw us getting close and was like, let me go and fucking tell these people some shit. Like, legit, fam. What in you makes it fucking think like, let me just go up to this random ass fucking family over here, that's over here fucking around with the turtles to remind them of the fucking law, like, bitch, we're not over here trying to touch the goddamn, like, who does that? Like, no one's doing that
why
shit.
are you assuming on me like I'm about to touch this turtle and shit like that? Like, we just checking it out like anybody else.
Like, for real. Yeah, for real. Like, you don't think we know these fucking laws coming into Hawaii? Like, they're obviously that big, right? So, like, you got to know about them when you get in there. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere you guys go, you guys always got to do research. You know what I'm saying? You guys always got to prepare.
They really do let you know, though. Like, there's mad
they really
signs
do.
that are like,
there's a shit ton of people that let you know.
That are like, don't touch the turtles, fam. Like, just stay away from the turtles and you good, dog. Just let the turtles do its thing and you do your thing and everything's cool. Nobody gotta worry about shit. No, but I think Turtle Beach, I think I drove past that shit too when I was in North Shore. And that's why renting a car is so fucking important, because it's so sick to just be whipping around and like you could pull over just at whatever beach you want, because you just see
there
like
so many beaches
after
over
beach
there.
after beach after when you get up there, it's like you just see beach after beach after beach. You could pull over wherever the fuck you want and just go vibe out.
And you almost get jealous of some of the people that's over there because you see that legit their backyard is like the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the Pacific Ocean. Like, damn, that shit is dope. But that was a cool beach. You know what I'm saying? We didn't stay there for too long just because it was a little rocky over there. So when it came to kind of getting in the water and whatnot, it wasn't all too.
Yeah.
You couldn't get too deep. So that was cool, out there. I ended up visiting the Dole Plantation, which is pretty dope, So
yeah,
Dole juices, for those of you guys that don't know, the famous ones that you guys, fucking buy at the store at the time. There you go. You know what I'm saying? There you go.
Mixing it with the Douce right now, bro.
And that's it.
This is mad unintentional, by the way.
Yeah, like that's just. As you can see, you know what I'm saying? They're one of the main people in that fucking industry, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the juices, specifically the tropical juices,
Gotta fuck with Dole.
They got a good grip on that shit, and then motherfuckers taste good, So we went out there specifically to go check out the plantation. But more realistically, we also went out there to just get some Dole Whip, if I'm being honest with you,
the Dole Whip go crazy.
For those of you guys that don't know, I think the only other major place where they sell this is Disneyland. I don't know if Disney World does it or not, but Disneyland definitely does it. All it is kind of like a soft serve ice cream made out of pineapple juice, or that's what it tastes like.
That shit's fire.
That shit is so goddamn good. I mean, there ain't nothing like it, if I'm being honest with you guys, you know what I'm saying? And I've actually tried to make it at home on my own. Yeah, and I just couldn't figure out the consistency. Like, that shit's hard, you know what I'm saying? So that shit is one of a kind. We went out there to get that. Got a few little, like dried fruit snacks, and shit like that. All of them were fire as fuck, That whole area was very rural, very like farm-like almost, a lot of plains. But one of the things that I loved about this island was you could be on a field, right, or on a plain, and when you look at, the hills, these mountains, they look like they tower over you damn near. I mean, there is nothing like those fucking mountains that you see over there on Oahu. Like, specifically when you get to like their national parks, you start looking at these big-ass goddamn mountains that are just fucking looking over you, and you're like, damn, like, these people get to look at this shit every goddamn day. It's like right in their front door, like
their views go crazy. Their
views go absolutely fucking insane. Like Maanz had recommended last episode, you definitely got to drive around the island, and just catch the views, because, dude, I can't tell you how many times I just wanted to stop and pull over and just record a view real quick, either a mountain or a beach, or something,
It's like, it makes it fun to drive out there, legitly. Like, it's not like one of those things where it's like, in some places where it could be like, I don't want to say like a chore to drive, but it's just like, you're not really taking anything in. You're kind of just like, all right, I'm on the freeway, I'm on regular streets, that type of thing. Like, nah, like, just like driving through the island is a fucking experience. Like, just one trip around the fucking island is an experience. You see hella shit.
Yeah, bro. What what did I do the next day? The next day I went to a different beach. It was called Lanakai Beach. And out of all three, that one was actually my favorite beach for a bunch of different reasons. It had the best sand. And what I mean by that was not a bunch of debris in it, you know, rocks and shit like that. It was nice, just good, cool sand. Beach was super close, you know, to where kind of the park behind it, the beach park, you know, started. You didn't have to walk super far out into the beach, you know, to get to it. It was kind of right there. So everyone kind of just set up, you know, the water was already getting near. Water was perfect. When I say perfect, not too warm, not too cold. That shit was amazing, you know. We went out around maybe 10, 11 in the morning, and it was really good, you know. In terms of how deep you could go, you know, it's a pretty good length in terms of what you could go. Just overall, you know what I'm saying? There were no Karens around. There were a bunch of people around, but no Karens, you know. Just overall, that spot was so much better, you know. For you guys that go out there, I would highly recommend Lanakai Beach. It's about maybe 30 minutes away, you know, from Waikiki. Definitely recommend it. I highly recommend that spot, you know, that little beach park to visit. After that, I did end up hitting up a luau. It wasn't Jermaine's luau that I had told you last week. It was a different luau that was part of the national park. So one of the main aquariums that they have there, not in Waikiki, but kind of heading more towards North Shore, they have a national park right there where their aquarium's set up, and there's a luau right there. In that luau, the setup was cool, you know what I'm saying? The show itself was pretty legit.
They put the pig and everything in the fucking and whatnot.
This is what I'll say about that luau. Everything, I would give it a 10 out of 10 except the food.
Damn.
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that's the big part of the luau. You know, like that's important.
Food,
you know.
gotta be smacking. Food gotta be smacking.
For the price that it was, which was, you know, $100+ per person, I don't think it was worth it. Now, what I will say is I think it was maybe based due to COVID out there. Their COVID rules right now are pretty strict, you know. So I like to give them the benefit of the doubt. They gave us kind of like a salmon and it was like a salmon with some type of like chili, I guess, seasoning, and a chicken with the same type of dry rub.
Wait, hold on. They didn't give you no pulled pork?
No, bruh. No pulled pork. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. They went to go show it around everyone, but they didn't fucking give it to us, so.
No fucking way, bruh. And mind you, if you don't eat pork, like that doesn't matter. But like pulled pork is a staple out there, bro. Like at these luau's, like, bro, at these luau's, like, dog. So they just showed you how to cook the pig, but didn't fucking serve pulled pork.
They didn't even cook it in front of us. They just showed it to us already dead. It had already been cooking when we got there.
Ah, bruh.
Yeah. So,
damn.
You know, that was pretty much a letdown. The positive was each person got 2 drink tickets, you know.
Hey, bro, you can always turn something to a positive. You can always turn an experience to a positive.
So this is the moral of the story, you know, turning a negative to a positive. It was normally assigned 2 tickets per person, you know, just for the whole show. By the end of the show, I want to say each person in our group had maybe around 6 or 7 drinks.
Each?
Somehow, each. Somehow, this is what I've come to conclude is that kind of as like a, hey, sorry, we don't have like really good food. I think their apology was just giving us a bunch of extra tickets. And we had a big ass group, so it could have been also that, you know, we're just a big group and they're trying to have us get lit, you know, but I'm not lying to you. They gave us a shit ton of fucking tickets. Everyone had like 6 or 7 fucking Mai Tais. I drove back to the hotel feeling good, you know, and I don't condone that shit in no way.
Hey,
we don't. I'm just saying. You know,
we don't condone. Hey,
I don't condone that shit in no way. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't actually drive. He thought he drove.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying that all these juices were hella good. You know what I'm saying? There were some really good, some pineapple juices. You know, that shit tasted hella good. Everyone, you know, had at least 6 or 7 pineapple juices. And this is one thing I'll say about it. I had seen someone walk around with some bread, and I went to kind of like the back where they were serving like some of the fruit punches and shit. And I was like, hey, you guys got more bread? I seen someone with it. If not, it's cool. Dude was like, yeah, I think we got some. Let me look for it. Dude went to the back, and I kid you not, I waited there maybe about 5 minutes, and I was just like, all right, bro, obviously you don't got the bread. I'm going to go back to my seat. This is just, I feel kind of weird just waiting here, so. About 5 minutes later, this dude came into the crowd while the show was going on and found me. And he was like, yo, come to the back. I found your bread. This man gave me a whole box of King's Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, that's fire.
Bruh.
He hooked you the fuck up.
Yeah, so, they lag in a few areas, but they make up for it. They make up for it.
And the bread absorbed all the pineapple juice.
The bread absorbed all the pineapple juice. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good night. It was a good night.
That's fire.
That was,
y'all got that lit, then that's fire. You can always turn a negative into a positive. It's just more so about your attitude on it. Like, that's all it is. Like, it's like, we're not gonna let this affect the rest of the night. Like, all right, food wasn't that great. Fuck it. Like, we lit anyways.
I did hit up Jurassic Park, or where they filmed Jurassic Park at. For those of you guys that don't know, it's part of one of the national parks out there in Oahu. Filmed Jurassic Park, damn near all of them over there. I think a few Kong movies. Triple Frontier, that military movie that came out not too long ago. There's a bunch of movies that came out over there, and they filmed right there. So one of the tours that we took was kind of like a Humvee tour that took us through most of that park and kind of took us to a lot of these different areas. Most of them were kind of centered around Jurassic Park, and a lot of the areas, like kind of iconic moments in the movie.
Yeah.
Kind of, shit like that. It was cool. I didn't realize that we had done a Humvee tour instead of an RV tour. There was one not an RV, ATV. There was ones where you could drive an ATV guided by another person on an ATV. And while it had a little bit of less access to certain areas, the idea of just driving an ATV around Jurassic Park was dope as fuck. So,
of course,
the tour that we had was all right. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a letdown when we didn't figure out, that we had the ATV. So for those of you guys that are going to Hawaii, and planning on checking out Jurassic Park, make sure you guys get the ATV and that it's that tour, because there are quite a few tours. Not all of them have the same access or the same transportation. And once you get there, you can't switch because they're usually booked out, So,
damn,
you really got to make sure, But nonetheless, areas were dope. Views were dope as fuck, obviously.
You in a national park, I'm sure that shit is sick.
Just the way those mountains look, though, like I can't even explain that shit. They look like these huge fucking walls, honestly. They're super steep mountains, and the dude was telling us that when it rains really hard, they're so steep and they're so creviced in certain areas and cut that it actually will create little waterfalls throughout those whole mountains. Yeah, so
that's sick.
Speaking of which, towards the end of the tour, we got caught in a storm.
No shit.
Random ass fucking tropical rainstorm. Shit hit us fucking dead on for about 5-10 minutes, just poured on us.
That shit, but did that shit feel hella good though?
It felt good for about the first 2 minutes, and then after that, it was about like, damn, like we're getting wet as fuck. This shit's all up in my face. Like everything's getting fucked up right now. Like goddamn.
Yeah, I was out there a little bit while it was raining too, and I was like, we had the fucking top off the Jeep, and we're driving, and now it's fucking raining. We're like, fuck. Hopefully it stops so the fucking interior doesn't get ruined or nothing like that. But it felt hella good. It felt hella good though.
Yeah, when it's hella hot out there like that, the rain feels amazing, So that shit was cool, A lot of the other areas that I went to, I want to say were obviously food related. Obviously food is one of the main things I like to do out there in Hawaii. Unfortunately, because of COVID, some of the spots that I was trying to go to and that I had heard about were closed. Either for the foreseeable future or permanently, unfortunately. Top of Waikiki was one of them, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry, dog.
It's all good.
I'm so sorry.
There were a few other ones.
Wondering. I was like, I really want to ask him if he went to Top of Waikiki because I'm not even gonna lie. I was like waiting for it on your story, bro. I was waiting for it. I was just like, bro. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Where is it, bro? What night is he going to Top of Waikiki? I was like, I want him to fucking see this fucking spot. Damn, that makes me hella sad that shit was fucking closed, bro.
Yeah,
it's like permanently closed or temporarily closed?
I want to say it's temporary, but they haven't given an open date yet.
Damn.
Yeah, it just says temporary closed, basically. So that shit sucked. I'm gonna keep it real. Some of the spots in Hawaii, being that they're obviously a lot more local, their cuisine's a little different and a little bit guided, obviously, by what they got out there. You should not expect the same flavors when you're going out there. Like when you're ordering your same type of foods. Your burgers may or may not kind of taste the same. Like for example, one of the first spots we went to, I got just a cheeseburger, and it ended up being kind of like a smash burger, almost like like that type of meat patty. Had some barbecue sauce on the bottom. Some cheese on it, which is pretty good. Lettuce, tomatoes, but the bread was made out of taro. And taro, for those of you that don't know, is kind of like a sweet potato or like a yucca. It's kind of like a root plant.
Shit.
Yeah, and it's like it's a starch, basically, that you can make. And it's purple. That's the crazy part, so...
Oh, so you got a purple burger.
So, yeah, I legit had a purple burger. It was a purple bun.
My guy got the lean burger.
And I'm going to keep it real, though. Like, it didn't taste bad at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, the taro itself and that bread, that bun, it really didn't have, like, too different of a taste. It tastes pretty good, you know what I'm saying? So, not what I expected, but it was still cool. So, that was one of the first spots, I had that first spot, I'm telling you, was a much more, like, local spot because I made the mistake of thinking that cheesy tomato and garlic was a dip, right? Uh-huh. I made the mistake of thinking that was like some type of cheese dip, that maybe you could put on bread or like some shit like that,
Okay.
Me, a Californian, obviously thinking that. Realistically, what it was whole garlic cloves dipped in just cheese and tomato. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like
whole garlic cloves.
Yeah, like full on garlic cloves, like that size and shit.
Dipped in cheese with tomatoes?
Just dipped in melted cheese and tomato, like a kind of sauce in between them. And it's not what I expected.
So random.
Yeah, not what I expected. Nonetheless, I tried it. I'm open-minded, so I tried it.
Of course.
After about 2, that's all I had. I just had the cheese and tomato kind of the rest of the way. I didn't really have any of the garlic cloves. So
that's wild. Whole ass garlic cloves and melted cheese. That's crazy.
Yeah. Some that was different, obviously out there in Hawaii, almost every bar or every area that serves alcohol is going to have a Mai Tai. It's like their drink out there.
Easy. Got to get the Mai Tais.
They're all going to have some type of tropical drinks, but you should definitely try the Mai Tai out there just because every place will have kind of its own different version of it. And it's pretty good. It's a pretty good drink. It's rum.
I fuck with Mai Tais tough.
Yeah, I fuck with Mai
Tai. They get you fucked up. You get a couple in and
rum is a nice drink.
Nice.
Yeah, rum is a nice drink to be on, especially
you're gonna be feeling nice. Did you walk walk the Waikiki Strip and shit, like with all like the shops and like just like the different hotels and all that
I went to Waikiki Strip itself. Literally the whole strip for a few blocks is nothing but stores.
Yeah.
And a majority of them are designer stores, like some type of designer, whether it's your cheap or expensive
hit the Louis, gotta get the
yeah. They got it all. When I say they got it all, there's not one designer they do not have out there. with its own full store, you know. So you name it, they got it out there. From Michael Kors, you know, all the way to like Hermes and Tiffany and Company, you know. So
bro, the tourists be coming out there. They gotta have it, bro.
Yeah,
Because
you know,
wait,
so,
it's only what Hawaii is what 4 or 5 hours from Japan, right?
yeah. I don't know how long it is from Japan, but it's 4 or 5 hours from us. Japan is about 11 hours from here, so it's probably like 5, 6 hours from
It's
there.
like right in the middle, yeah. So like it's close, and like them tourists be coming in, and they hit the designer shops, bro. Like
Yeah.
like they hit the designer shops.
Yeah,
They
there was a
gotta
lot
have
of
them shits.
Japanese folk out there for sure.
Easy.
On that strip, the 2 restaurants that I visited 2. One was a Mexican-inspired restaurant called Buho, kind of at the beginning of the Waikiki Strip. In my honest opinion, it was all right.
Wait, would you say you hit?
The name of the restaurant is called Buho. It's supposed to be like a Mexican-inspired restaurant, but
Okay,
a little
word.
bit more like high-end, you know, like for going out on weekends type shit.
Yeah.
Ordered a bunch of food and a few drinks for sure. Drinks were definitely better than the food. You know, the food wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. You know, it's just not the type of spot you would come to again. It's cool, you know, for being there. You would kind of go there if you were invited to it, you know, but you probably wouldn't choose to go there.
Okay, word.
But what I will say is, you know, if you're looking for that type of food, obviously, you know, I'm in Hawaii. I'm over here trying to eat Mexican food, you know. Sue me. You know, it is what it is. You know, I fuck with Mexican food. So, you know, like.
Might have been your first mistake.
It was, you know, you got to temper your expectations depending where you're at, you know, so.
That's facts. Especially coming from fucking California, bro. You know what good Mexican food is.
You know what I'm saying?
Like your taste is already at a certain level for it.
Yeah, I don't know why I was expecting more, you know, but the drinks were all right, you know what I'm saying? The drinks were good. The ambiance was really nice, you know, the environment and the vehicle itself, or not the vehicle, excuse me, the restaurant itself was super dope, you know what I'm saying? Super spacious, it had an overall really good vibe to it. So, cool spot for drinks, you know what I'm saying, on a weekend for sure. I went to Maui Brewing Company, which has a whole line of their own beer as well as food. And that was for sure one of the better spots that I had been to, just in terms of options when it comes to food and drinks and flavor.
Maui Brewing's fire.
Every one of their things that I had there, whether it was a drink or a food item, was bomb. I tried some of their salads, fire, you know, 9 out of 10. I had a burger there, 10 out of 10. I had some chicken wings there, 9 out of 10. I had pizza there, like 8, 9 out of 10. I had what else did I have there? I ate a lot, as you guys can tell. I had corn there. It was probably like a good 8 out of 10. Especially when I'm on vacation, when I'm at places, I like to order a lot of the things that I want to eat. And I'll be honest, sometimes I'll order things that I may or may not finish. I just kind of want to try them, you know what I'm saying? And I obviously try to do my best to finish what I can, you know what I'm saying? But
hey, bro, if we got leftovers, we got leftovers. But I'm trying to try this food, bro. Listen, bro, I'm right there with you, bro. I feel like people be trying to get on me for like over ordering and all this type of shit.
I don't give a fuck. I don't
listen, fam.
Let us live.
I wanted to taste, bro. Let us live, bro. I wanted to taste, bro.
We got one fucking life. I wanted to bite,
bro.
We got one life.
You feel me?
Why the fuck are you gonna spend the rest of your fucking life eating shitty ass food, right? That shit goes. That's literally what you're feeding your fucking body. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to feel good? Fucking feed it good shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys gotta fucking feel me on this. You know what I'm saying? It is food. And for those of y'all that may or may not be able to afford, you know what I'm saying, like what you want to eat at all times, I feel you. There ain't no issue with that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that.
Do what you got to do. But if you got it,
do what you got to do,
and you trying to taste multiple things, then taste it, bro. That's what you there for. Like, I don't know the next time I'm gonna come back to this restaurant. Like,
listen,
what the fuck?
Spend your money on experiences. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, spend your shit on experiences and memories that you'll fucking make. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit that you'll remember for a lifetime.
And food is a part of that. I don't care if that
food
makes
is
me sound like a fat ass,
that.
but food is a part of the experience and the memories and all that shit. Because I be remembering good ass meals, bro.
Food is absolutely a part of that.
Meals, bro.
Absolutely,
that shit is fire. Yeah, I'm with you.
It absolutely is, you know.
Here's a pro tip for y'all. If y'all got some leftovers, depending on where you're at, right? If you got some leftovers, and like not some like leftovers that you just like straight like went into, but like let's say it's finger foods or something like that, bro. If you see a homeless person, slide him over some leftovers, bro. That person's gonna be mad grateful. That person's gonna be mad grateful. I've done that a few times in different cities that I've been in. This is food that you're not like literally fucking like putting your fucking saliva on, like finger foods and like that type of shit. Like, bruh, pack that shit up. I'm gonna go give it to someone because otherwise this food's just gonna go to waste, bruh.
Yeah,
and
you know
they
what I'm
will
saying?
fuck with
and
it,
like,
bruh. That shit will go a long way.
Just put yourself in their shoes, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you was in their shoes, and like for some of us, like maybe we have been in their shoes, you know what I'm saying? So
that shit goes a long way.
Good things go a long. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Good things go a long way, you know. Good things definitely always come back to you, you know, and they definitely always are paid in full at some point, you know, in your lifetime. So,
100%.
Damn, my shit went blurry, didn't it?
Slightly, bruh. I don't know why your camera's not fucking with you, low key.
Go ahead and
on some shit.
Let me see if keep talking, and I'm gonna just reset my camera.
Yeah, you good.
I can keep talking.
YouTube, listen. This is our third episode in. We might have a few technical difficulties here and there. For you audio folks, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. We still out here speaking and shit, but it's lit, bro. Hawaii sounded fucking lit for you, though. It sounded like you did a lot of fucking dope ass shit. Fucking got some good eats in, got some good experiences in. Went to some different spots and like. You really can't go wrong in fucking Oahu. Like, yeah, you really can't go wrong just fucking exploring and just vibing out there. There's hella shit to do.
Yeah, facts. Damn, I tried changing this shit. It's told me it's locked. I can't change it. So I could try to disconnect, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to reconnect. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get the fucking vibes. You already know what the fuck I look like. So it is what it is, you know. I
think it's good. It looks like it's coming back a little bit.
It's all good, you know. This is what happens, you know what I'm saying, at the start of all great things, you know what I'm saying? They're not perfect. We have a bunch of different...
But we keep rocking because we lit, bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
Because we lit.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make, you know what I'm saying, is I don't care if y'all can see me with 20/20 vision, you know, or if I'm blurry as shit. You're going to get the word. You're going to get the realness because at the end of the day, you know, this is the dope individuals, and we got to give y'all this dope shit, you know. So ain't shit stopping this shit.
That's not about facts.
Kind of going back to Hawaii.
Trip, though. How'd you finish out?
Finished out with.
I saw you went to Leonard's. How'd you like Leonard's?
Yeah, I was just about to get into that. That shit is one of the things that for sure lived up to its hype. Leonard's Bakery.
You got the masadas?
I definitely did. I got.
Yes, sir.
There are these pastries that are called malasadas, and they're essentially Portuguese donuts. Is basically what I read. For whatever reason, they're out there, you know, in Hawaii, and they're a big thing. They make them with a bunch of different seasonings. You know, they could put sugar, cinnamon. They got this powder out there called lihing that is dried plum powder with a little bit of like chilies and shit. That shit was fire. I had that shit on everything I ate out there for sure. Because it was that good. It's like a sweeter version of tahini. Is basically how I would describe it.
That's fire.
And we, what other versions do we have? We had some of the ones that had fillings in them. You know, they had a few that had like chocolate filling, you know, and guava filling. So everything I had there was really good. You know, speaking on that, actually, one of the things that I don't think is actually that good in Hawaii, it's not specific to Leonard's, was their coffee, bro. for those of you guys that be drinking coffee like that, and some of the people in our group for sure drink coffee, they tried a few different spots, and none of them are really hitting, dog, in terms of either taste or actual just effect, I guess. Not sure if it's just, the beans out there or what, but I guess if you're used to, type of the coffee we're drinking out here in California, and obviously we got a huge variety of coffees out here, that's something else you got to temper your expectations when you go to Hawaii, for sure, so.
That's wild, too, because they got
a lot of, like coffee plants and shit out there, their own coffee.
They got fucking like some, what's it called? Like coffee plantations and shit like that out there. Or not plantations. I guess that's probably the wrong word to use, but they got coffee. Fucking, they got fucking coffee spots out there where they're fucking developing their own beans and shit. Where they fucking develop their own beans and make their own coffee.
Y'all know what we mean, all right? Y'all know what we mean. Don't be fucking with us, all right? Don't be getting honest. Y'all know what we mean, you know what I'm saying? We don't live in fucking Hawaii. We ain't no fucking coffee farmers, all right? So don't be getting on our ass about that shit. Like, just be cool. Be cool.
Oh, man, I'm weak.
No, I for sure feel you. I definitely get where you're coming from. But yeah, it was crazy to see, that the coffee wasn't living up to the hype for sure. How else did I end my trip? I also ended my trip. Man, I'm gonna keep it real, dog. It was just really kicking back on the beach, to tell you the truth. And kind of just vibing out, just catching some of the views, catching, what's the sun and fucking drinks. One thing I'll say about Hawaii is, for those of you guys that like to go out, are super into the nightlife and just being out and about, and doing that type of stuff, there's definitely the room for it out there. But the 2 times that I've been out there now, and the second time it may or may not be because, the pandemic and whatnot, it just hasn't been hitting on like the nightlife. Everything is kind of just super relaxed vibes, everything is just really, chill, laid back. You kind of just go to the beach and just enjoy yourself, really. So I'm not sure if that's kind of the vibes you got out there in Hawaii.
You feel me? We had a little technical difficulties, but we back in this bitch. I think you was talking about how like the nightlife out there was like mad chill and had like hella laid back pretty much for the most part.
Yeah, so the 2 times that I've been out in Hawaii, I've noticed that you're not really going out into town. You're not really going out and staying out till 2 a.m. or however late, your city's up until you're not really doing any of that out there, at least not on Waikiki, in downtown. Everyone, for the most part, is just kicking back. You definitely got your people out there drinking, and a few people out there chilling, but everyone's laid back.
Yeah, I mean, people definitely be just like, I feel like just outside, like just like walking around like the beach.
Yeah, like I kid you not.
I think they only have like,
that's the thing to do out there is just walk down the beach.
I think they only have like
out there.
I think they only have like, I want to say like club wise, I think they only have like 1 or 2 clubs, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I went out there, the most lit nights when I went out wasn't even on when it was the weekend, I didn't really go out, but for whatever reason went out on a Monday and a Tuesday, and like Monday was like a fucking industry night where it was more so just like all the people that like work in the restaurant industry go out to this one bar, and so like that was kind of lit, like people was in there and that type of shit. And then this other bar was like, it was like $2 drinks or some shit like that, or $3 drinks or some shit. So like that was kind of lit on a Tuesday night. But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's not necessarily like, yo, there's like nightlife. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to like pick and choose the spots, and it also depends very much on like the time that you're out there. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like what month you're going in and like that type of shit. And probably now too, because of like all the COVID restrictions, it's probably a lot
that's one thing I haven't even mentioned yet.
More restricted. Yeah.
The COVID restrictions out there, like I was saying earlier, are super strict out there. And so everything, for the most part, closes at 10 p.m. They can't serve alcohol past 10 p.m. Do you know how fucking whack that is to be on vacation and not be able to grab a motherfucking drink after 10 p.m.? Like, for real, bro?
Damn.
Like, yeah, so I get it, lockdown rules, whatever. So, it is what it is. That's why I think maybe, I kind of experienced a lot more people just kind of at the beach, and just vibing and drinking and shit.
Yeah, just getting lit by their own accord, since these places don't want to be open.
Yeah, but yeah, to sum it up, I actually wish I had 2 more days out there, just because could have hit that Duke's Lane market up at least once more, and I probably could have touched maybe some other good food. Actually, one of the spots I did mention, the last restaurant we ate at, name of the place was Margaritas. And again, I know, going to Hawaii, Mexican spot, what am I doing? Whatever, this spot actually ended up being pretty damn good.
Okay.
Almost everything that we had there, including the drinks, were really good. I'm talking like probably like an 8 out of 10 or above, so it was definitely a good experience. It was one of the better spots that I liked, and if I go back to Hawaii, I'm definitely going back there, probably, because pricey. I'll tell you this, it ended up being pricey. At the end, we did have a big group, but definitely was still pricey, but it was good. It was worth it. Like I said, everything that we had there was pretty damn good. So
you eat any fucking Spam or Loco Moco or anything like that? You get any of that out there?
We definitely had some Spam Musubis. I'm telling you again, Duke's Lane Marketplace had the Spam Musubis for $2 each, and they were pretty damn good. There was another like pretty local spot we had right across the street from our hotel. It was all right. The Spam. Spam is everywhere out there, so you can get it like damn near every place.
They sell Spam at McDonald's out there.
Yeah, so
like you don't get Spam nowhere else at no other McDonald's except for the McDonald's.
That's facts, So, I did try, like I said before, we tried some of the ahi poke, and it's pretty good. Went to this little cutty spot. I'm not a huge, ahi poke fan, but the spots that I had there were definitely pretty good, to where I was even eating them, so.
Shit's fresh. You know how I feel about raw fish.
Yeah, I already know you like him. There's a spot you should actually check out when you go over there. I don't know if you've heard of it or if you've been there. In their Chinatown district, there is a little last store legit in the middle of their Chinatown district called Maguro Brothers. And they are supposed to have one of the best ahi pokes in town and shit.
Okay.
Wanted to go have them,
I tried that
and I gotta say they were pretty damn good. Like I said before, it's legit in the middle of a little Chinese market. So don't expect, I'm saying, like legit, expect full on Chinatown shit, So
yeah. That's what's
that
up.
place was pretty good.
Gotta eat good out there.
I did try the place that I think you had recommended, the Marukame Udon place.
Oh yeah, with the noodles.
Hell yeah, that shit was fire. All the new. Personally, I'm not big on the udon stews that they had, just because of the flavors. I'm not big on fish stew flavors and stuff like that. And some of the ones that they had were definitely those type of flavors, But I did try a little bit of the one of the udon plates they had with like a curry seasoned broth, and that one was pretty good. I tried their chicken teriyaki there, just their normal bowl, with rice and mac.
Yeah.
And it was probably the best chicken teriyaki I've ever had in my life. It was like fried chicken katsu in teriyaki sauce, and that fried chicken katsu made L&L's chicken katsu like that shit is Michael Jordan
bro,
to fucking to fucking Brian Scalabrine. Like that's the comparison. Like I kid you not.
L&L don't even compare.
Not even close. Like their chicken don't even compare. This shit was pure fat pieces of white meat, hella fucking perfectly breaded with some good ass teriyaki sauce. Yeah, bro. I got a lot of tempura fucking like appetizers, like little fucking like potato cakes that are pretty good, some tempura shrimp and vegetables.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all that shit was really good. I didn't have any ramen over there, just because I didn't find any really good spots. What else? I had a lot of like different like ceviches and shit like that, and they were cool. Okay. You know, a lot of their ceviches were a lot more fish based. I think out here in California, you see a lot more shrimp based ones as well as fish. Sure. But out there, it was definitely a lot more just fish. And like I said before, you can tell all of their fish is really fresh.
That's seafood, bro.
Super
That's
soft. You know what I'm saying? One thing I will say is some of these places aren't too keen on cleaning their seafood as much. I'm a little picky when it comes to shit like that. And I'll give you guys a specific example. You know, when it comes to shrimp, again, I might just be super picky. And I've ate shrimp, you know, like this before plenty of times. But if I can prefer, you know, I don't like the shrimp to have all the shit in it, you know, like that little like black shit that comes out in the middle, like, you know, all the shit that's coming out from their guts. So, there was a spot I had, and I can't remember the name of the spot now for the life of me, but that spot that I had, and damn near every shrimp that I had, I would just squeeze them, and a whole little thing of like black shit would come out. So that type of shit kind of, you know, killed my appetite a little bit when it came to that plate, you know.
You don't be fucking with that shit as much.
Nah, you know, but I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's an island, you know what I'm saying? I can't expect all these people to be just fucking cleaning and getting my, you know, shit for me. You can in certain areas, and you can't, you know, you can make the argument for both.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, everybody has their own fucking way of doing it.
Yeah,
I guess.
You know, everyone got their own preferences, their own ways. At the end of the day, the sauces that they came in were still bomb as fuck, you know. So, oh, you know what? Actually, now I remember where it was at. It was a stupid fucking food at that Jurassic Park fucking place. Stupid ass. This fucking stupid ass tour guide, bro. We fucking asked her, where's the best spot to eat around here? And she was like, I'm not trying to give you guys a promo, but our restaurant has some pretty damn good food, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at her with this face like, for real, bitch? Like,
for real?
Like, I literally just asked you, like, what's the best spot? And you're really going to try to promote this area? Like, on the tour, she was talking about how she waited 18 months for this job and that she had moved from a different island
to
like that island.
Passionate.
She was super passionate about tour guiding, bruh. Who the fuck is super passionate about tour guiding? Unless you
they love that shit, bro.
Listen, bro. Unless you're the curator of the fucking Smithsonian Museum or some shit like that, I don't want to hear nothing about. I'm passionate about fucking tour guiding. Like, bitch,
bro. They love that shit, bro. They love that shit, bro. We gotta have those people, bro. We gotta have those people that are passionate about giving us that good tour, bro.
Okay, listen.
They love that shit.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this. If you're giving a legit tour of some real fucking experiences, absolutely. I could for sure see the pleasure, you know, and the fun in conducting those type of tours. Like really giving someone a good experience, you know, and kind of seeing that in their faces or in their reaction, you know, is a good feeling. And that I can understand. But in this case, she didn't do that, you know, like, like, come on, bitch. Like all you did was take me to two little fucking areas. Like, all you did was take me to two little areas where we filmed Jurassic Park, right? You didn't even let us get out and take pictures. All we did literally was, oh yeah, this is a spot where we did, bro, the best fucking view spots to take pictures. We didn't stop. Where did she fucking stop? Where you can't fucking take any pictures. Where it's some random ass stupid bullshit. Like, oh yeah, like this is where like the kids were stuck behind the cage in Jurassic Park. I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about this. Take me to the motherfucking view that's fucking hella nice and shit. Like, this fucking cage looks like a little fucking toy.
She was passionate and trash?
She was trash, bro. And she was trying to be like intentionally corny, you know, to be like that type of funny. But bruh, like it wasn't like not even she couldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Like
there's some people that can hit that intentionally corny and it still hits. There's some tour guides that can do that. But you got to be skilled in your craft.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like she was not there, fam. Like you waited 18 months for that shit. You should have been training.
She was instead she was like really awkward and like no one kind of really laughed at her jokes. And on top of that, like sometimes the kids would, let's say, you know, like try to go look at an area or maybe like go sit on something, you know. And she was trying to call them out and tell them like no to things as like a parent would. And I was like, this is really weird. I was like, you're not rubbing off on us like the right way, you know, like
yeah, it's very distasteful.
Like, yeah, like it, like I don't feel comfortable. I mean, you know, like I wish I did a self-conducted like tour, you know, like that's why I'm telling you guys, get the fucking RV or the ATV tour. Don't get the Humvee one. Don't get the big ass bus. Get the ATVs. The ATVs you can ride with at least 2 or 3 other people, and you're just following another dude in your little ATV. You're not having to listen to this stupid ass fucking tour guide talk about fucking nothing all the fucking time and wasting your goddamn time, you know, and not even taking you to the right fucking viewpoints, you know, like where you can take your dope ass pictures and shit. So that's my 2 cents on that. You know, Hawaii itself definitely delivered with their views and the scenes, you know, and the scenery. It's the tour guide that killed it for me. So, you know, there's that. I did buy this hat here at Jurassic Park, you know, so there's that.
You came away with something.
I definitely came away with something, you know. Came away with an empty stomach, though, after that shrimp. So,
damn.
Yeah, man. There's ups and downs in Hawaii. You know, not everything's perfect. So, you know, at the end of the day, those views are really incredible. You know, you definitely can't get those views anywhere.
But I think that just taking that for example, right? Like there's ups and downs to every trip. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
you got to make the best of it.
You're going to have your highlights of the trip. You're going to have the shit that was the best. Everything is not going to hit like A1 all the fucking time. Like even myself when I travel, like there's times where I have selected shit that I thought was going to be lit and it didn't end up meeting the assumption that I made on it. You make the best of it and you kind of move on. But it's like the overall goal is to have more better experiences than bad experiences at every trip that you go to. That's the overall goal. You feel me? And the more you could research and fucking make that shit happen, that's all that really fucking matters. You just have you can turn around any experience too. Like you don't have to let it affect you in some sort of negative way. Like you just bounce back and you keep it moving.
All you got to do is prepare. Oh my God. Did I get blurry again? Bruh, I could have sworn it was just me like closing in or like is this shit not reading me? Like
this shit's probably gonna auto adjust in like another minute. Your camera's fucking with you.
I don't know what it is, y'all, tonight, but like I said earlier in the episode, you know, we give y'all the realness.
We're gonna keep pushing,
regardless of what it is. You know, just pretend I'm a villain, you know, and like James Bond or some shit, you know, and you just can't really see my full face, you know. So it's like
the blur looks kind of sick.
It's like a mystery, yeah. It's like a mystery, you know. You don't know what you're getting with me right now, so yeah, I'm continuing no matter what, you know. So yeah, man. To sum it up, you know, Hawaii was it was a really good trip overall. You know, oh, there we go. Already the autofocus. So. It was a really good trip overall, you know. Definitely enjoyed myself. It was really good to disconnect. One of the beautiful things about being there, man, is just, especially in the hotel that I had, I was on the 20th floor. you got to see, just the beaches and the sunset, the sunrise every day, right from your window. And
bruh, that shit is so beautiful.
there really is no other view like that. That island view is something else, So for those of you guys that are going out there, pricey but worth it. You know what I'm saying? Just prepare, temper your expectations in certain areas. But be open-minded, you know what I'm saying? If you're open-minded, you find a shit ton of stuff that's super good, and that you may not know you like, so.
Facts. I feel like that's something that's just like, if you make that a part of every trip, like, you really doing something. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go places, you're gonna get to experience shit that like you don't get to experience in your home city, in your home state, whatever the case may be. And it's like, go experience that shit.
Facts,
bro. Go explore that shit. Go see that shit.
Like I really want to buy malasadas tomorrow, and I can't. So.
Hey, there actually is a fire spot in the city, though.
Is there really?
There's a fire spot in the city. It's not like a bakery or something like that, but there's like this cool little fucking Hawaiian barbecue restaurant on Mission.
Interesting.
And bruh, this spot, and they have the malasadas as fucking dessert. And that shit is good. But like their fucking katsu is good, their spam musubis is good, and they got fucking pinball machines inside the restaurant, so you could just fucking play pinball.
Yeah,
like,
we gotta check
this
wait
out
for
your food, just vibe. Yeah, bro, that shit is
out.
sick. I went to that restaurant like a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, or some shit. It was my first time, and I was like, yo, this shit is a vibe. Like, it's some pretty good ass Hawaiian food, but they're playing chill ass music in there. Ambiance is cool, and the pinball machines is a nice ass touch.
Yeah, dog. I got my Vax card now, so I can go anywhere in the city. So.
It's lit. We
I'm
out.
straight.
We out for sure.
On my last day of traveling, it was Sunday, and unfortunately, I missed a ton of the action. But on Sunday, as you all know, for our sports fans out there, there's a lot going on Sunday. Sunday we had NFL Sunday. Week 4 we had.
Oh, we transitioning. Oh God. Let me get prepared. You going into football?
Oh, we're going straight in now. We're going straight in because we've been wanting to talk about this shit. So, before we even get to football, let me just kind of clear all the other shit out the way. Sunday was the very first day of NBA preseason, so finally the NBA is back. Season is back. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Not necessarily opening day, but we're glad to see basketball back.
We're close. We're close. We're real close.
Lakers got handled by the Nets as kind of expected. It's preseason. No one really started. I think everyone kind of knows right now probably the Nets bench would whoop our bench. So, not really surprised there. We all know why preseason is important. We're kind of just scoping certain shit out, trying different lineups, trying different strategies, kind of just the experimental phase. So no one really cares. You got to
just get into the rhythm of things. Yeah, preseason's not nothing crazy.
Yeah, no one's really
But I
caring.
will say, Warriors won tonight. I'm happy about that. You feel me? Not even so much the win, but my guy Jordan Poole. This is his season, bro. This is his breakout season. He had 30 tonight. I said maybe like a week ago or some shit, I tweeted like Jordan Poole has the potential to average 20 this year. I think on like the highest ceiling, highest floor, like for him, I think he has the potential to average 20 this year. So him coming out and dropping 30 in the first preseason game, I know it's preseason, but I'm liking what I'm seeing out of my guy. I'm liking what I'm seeing. The show liking what I'm seeing.
I know all Warriors fans probably feel pretty good about it. I know if I was a Warriors fan, I would definitely feel good about watching him play. I know watching him last year, you could definitely see some of the signs, that he had the potential to be a bigger player than he is right now, for sure. He had a few high-scoring games where you're like, all right, boy can ball. So hopefully it works out for you guys, I did see that Andrew Wiggins finally got vaccinated, so.
He did.
It's about time he ended the clownness,
But that's the thing. I'm gonna say this about the Wiggins thing because we talked about it last podcast and everything like that, right? he had said back in March when this whole vaccine thing first started coming up and people were, players were first starting to get vaccinated and all this shit, right? He had said back then, if he was forced to get the vaccine, like he had no other avenues, if he was forced, he would get it. And what did I say on the last podcast? I was like, I feel like he just doesn't want to like tell the media shit because the media is just like coming at him like, oh, why aren't you? Are you going to? And all this shit. And if I'm Wiggins, I'm going to be like, fuck y'all. Even if I was going to do it, I'm going to be like, fuck y'all. Because it's just like, fam, can y'all stop pressing me about this? Like, I've already spoken on it. We don't need to talk about it. Let me just figure it out and we'll keep it moving. And what happened? He ended up getting vaxxed under the radar, and Steve Kerr is the one that comes out and is just like, he's vaxxed, he's good to go, he's playing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even come out himself and was like, I'm like this. Because, like, I'm telling you, I just think Brud did not want to fucking deal with the media. And that's trash on the media for fucking badgering him about it. Just in the sense of, like, he still has time to get it, right? And what happens? He got it, and he played in tonight's preseason game. So that whole story that y'all were running for the past month and a half and all this shit is nothing. You know what I'm saying? And, like, the thing is, too, is, like, I don't know. The only one person like Jamel Hill or some shit, she had tweeted some shit about the NBA players and vaccine. The part that kind of just like was like, what the fuck to me was that she used Andrew Wiggins' picture as like the cover picture to her article. And I was just like, Wiggins hasn't even been the most vocal person in the NBA about this. So I'm not even understanding like why the fuck like he got so much attention for like his thing of the vaccine when you got dudes that are in cities that aren't even playing in cities that like make this a requirement, and they're like speaking out about how they're proudly unvaccinated.
Jonathan
like
Isaac
like,
on the Magic.
You feel me, Brad? Like it's like fucking go put them on the cover, bro. They're the ones that are like legitly speaking out about it. Wiggins was just like, fam, leave me alone. And I called it. I mean, he literally, I just think he didn't want to, it was on some shit where it was just like, even if I'm going to get vaccinated, I'm not going to give y'all the satisfaction of telling you so you could go run and make it a headline. Y'all are going to hear it from my coach, bruh. Fuck y'all. I don't even want to talk to y'all. Like, and now it's just a non-story. Now it's just like, you're not talking about nobody now, right? Like, go talk to fucking Beal. Go talk to Irving or some shit, bro. Like, leave my guy alone.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Stupid shit got tangled. Hold up. No,
But
you absolutely
you like
right.
the way the Lakers look? Malik Monk, he's becoming an early favorite.
Dog. Malik Monk just needs to keep his 3-point percentage up. Last year he shot, I think it was like around 40% from the 3-point line. I'm going to take that shit off because that shit was getting hot. He needs to keep shooting 40% from the 3-point. You know what I'm saying? That's really all we need him for. That's really the only reason we got him, and kind of to fill the number 2 role, you know. So he's been looking good so far. As long as he continues to keep that up and continue to progress as he has shown in the last few years from his numbers, you know, his 3-point percentage and his shooting percentage has gone up every year almost. So as long as he keeps that progression up, obviously you can't continue that forever, you know, but as long as he can kind of maintain around there, he'll be nice, bro. You know, he'll be good. It'll be an interesting year for the Lakers. I think the Lakers, it's going to be a lot of rotation. It's going to be a lot of strategy centered around our rotations. I think we're going to be flexing Rondo and Dwight in a lot more than you would probably used to see. You're probably going to I don't know if you'll see necessarily like you're obviously not going to see Rondo, right, in the starting lineup. I don't know if you'll see Dwight in the starting lineup, but nonetheless, they will play damn near starter minutes, I feel like, just because they're going to find a way to have Rondo and Westbrook obviously on the same floor, and especially at the same time, you know, that LeBron, Melo, and AD are there. You know, I think that's going to be actually one of the most dangerous lineups is when we have Rondo at the 1. We flex Russ at the 2. You know, you got LeBron at the 3, and probably Melo at the 4, and what's his name? Made of Glass at the 5. You know, so
Made of glass at the 5.
I think that's going to be one of our most dangerous lineups. I think Melo, he's been definitely getting into his rhythm the last few years. And while he's definitely not, nowhere near the Melo he used to be, he has shown signs that he can still ball, obviously, and he can still hit shots in clutch moments on top of that, So this year, now that he's finally playing, with his best friend, he's playing for the Lakers, probably one of the better teams he's ever played for. I really think he starts to kind of feel a little bit more comfortable, and they kind of let him run free, so to say, with taking the shots, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna honestly tell him, like, hey bro, if you can create your shot, take that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why we brought you here, is to like take your shot, you know what I'm saying? Like create your shot and take your shot. You're Mellow, like we obviously know what you can do, like especially at this stage, in your life. We don't need you to be, like we don't even need you to play the role that we, Portland had you play, like you're literally there, bro, just to like score what you can score, and we're hoping that you can score, a decent amount, but.
And spacing should be pretty good for him with playing with fucking
Easy.
Davis and Braun.
But you got,
just in the sense of,
you got passers like Russ, Rondo, and Braun, you know what I'm saying? Like on the same fucking team, they're going to be like looking for him out in the open.
Melo could really.
Hey, I'm going to say it right now, potential 6th man of the year candidate. I'm going to tell you guys right now.
Potential, but on some just like his play style, because he can very much be also a catch and shooter. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what he's going to be this year.
From the 3.
That's exactly what he's going to be.
While you're going to want him to create, like, because obviously he can play out of the post and hit them mid-range jumpers and like get to the basket and shit like that. Fucking him being in that kind of fucking catch and shoot aspect where fucking Braun is driving and dishing, Westbrook is driving and dishing, and just hitting him for catch and shoot threes. Like if he's able to knock down those catch and shoot threes at a pretty solid and consistent clip, Lakers are going to be pretty good this year. Lakers are going to be pretty good this year.
I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. I saw the little like hype, photo shoot or whatever they did.
Oh my god!
Of like AD, Rondo, Russ,
360,
Melo,
360. You rocking with that? You rocking with that fucking nickname 360?
What
for the big 3? Westbrook, Braun, and AD. Braun said they're called 360.
Oh my god! Why are
because their jersey number? Braun said they're 360, bruh. Braun said they're called 360.
Listen, being a Lakers fan for so long, having lived through the Kobe era and just getting used to, a certain way of things, when the Lakers do this type of shit where we're doing some little stupid fucking like clown fucking comments and shit talking about, oh yeah, our names are 360 now because we're in them. What the fuck? Like, bro, let the media give you that shit if you want, if anything. Don't come out and say, like, our name is now 360. Like, holy shit, man. Like,
hey, bro, Braun's notorious for hyping his big 3 up.
This is why
Braun's notorious for
this is why I have friends that are real Lakers fans and decided to stop being Lakers fans while LeBron is here. It's because of shit like this. It's because of shit like this, dude. I swear to God, like
I'm weak.
I just don't understand it. Like I knew this was gonna come with Braun too, like when he came to the team, but damn, like now that he's in Hollywood, he just does it even more. Like 360, bro. Like, oh my god, I don't even know what to say. Like, just
fuck it.
Yeah, I'm not calling him 360. I'll tell you that.
They had their little hype photo shoot.
I really don't think it's going to be a big 3. I mean, it definitely shouldn't be. They really should try.
Listen, man.
I know the media is going to try to play that, I've
heard all the hype.
It sounds like
Braun said keep that same. Braun said, keep that same energy for calling their team old. Media's calling them a big three. Media's calling them a super team. As a Warriors fan, I'm gonna just rock with it. Y'all are a super team. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. They wanna call all teams super teams. So y'all got it, bruh. Y'all got superstars and
Us
shit.
and the Nets.
I'm here for it. Now it's time to live up to that shit.
Hey, it's cool. We'll meet the Nets in the finals.
I don't want to hear no excuses specifically from Braun fans. If they don't win a title this year, I don't want to hear no excuses. Laker fans, y'all are different. I got no beef with y'all. Braun fans specifically, I don't want to hear no excuses, bruh. They got a super team, a big three, the 360. Y'all should get a chip, bruh. This should be LeBron's 5th title, bruh. This should be LeBron's 5th title. And if it's not,
wow.
I'm coming back to episode 3 and talking about how he didn't get his 5th title. You best believe
Isn't that
I'm
crazy?
going off.
He's barely going for number 5. You would think my guy is like way higher. And like, no shade to LeBron, but like, damn, bro, I really thought like, you know, with you being as great as you are, you would have more, but
listen, bruh.
I guess you don't.
Listen,
you kinda,
bruh.
you know.
That's a completely different conversation.
Different conversation.
Get into some Braun shit,
fans. I ain't trying to get into it with y'all. We're on the same side here. All right, I need to chill.
He's been to what? 10 finals?
I think it's 10 or 11.
He's 4-6. He's 4-6. Brady's been to 10 Super Bowls. He's 7-3. Some shit like that, right?
Brady's
right.
The GOAT,
he's only lost.
Brady is the GOAT.
He's only. Listen,
Brady is the GOAT. Or excuse me, the GOAT unquestionable.
They're telling me LeBron is the GOAT unquestionable. That's what ESPN's been telling me. That's what his fans been telling me. People be telling me that, you know, the consensus is out there that LeBron is the GOAT. And I'm like, I don't think there will ever be Michael Jordan was considered the undeniable GOAT. And like, even with LeBron James around and all this sort of shit, people still go to him as like, boom, like that's the GOAT. That's like the epitome of shit, bruh. LeBron, for all the fans and all the narratives that he has, I don't think in basketball today, and I don't think at any time moving forward in basketball, we are never going to have an undisputed GOAT again the way Michael Jordan was. In terms of like, when Michael Jordan was first kind of when Michael Jordan was first kind of crowned like the GOAT and everybody was like, that's the GOAT, that was an undisputed GOAT.
Exactly.
Then Kobe came along. Then LeBron came along. And now you got other players, not saying that Steph is in GOAT contention, but he's definitely one of the best players of all time. You got players like KD. You got players that have come along since Michael Jordan and changed the game, and I don't think we're ever going to have an undisputed GOAT of basketball again. In football, we have an undisputed GOAT. You literally can't argue that anybody has done greater in football than Tom Brady at this point in life. That whole Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning shit, that shit is dead, bruh. That shit has been dead. Tom Brady is the fucking GOAT.
Drew Brees.
He's an
Dan Marino, and I'm gonna keep it real. Even Joe Montana, like Brady surpasses all of them. I want to hear you guys' argument and trying to convince me why one of those players is better than Brady. Like you can't.
You just can't. You just can't. I don't want to hear shit about no fucking deflated balls and like bullshit like that, fam.
Excuses.
Fam, this man has won 7 championships. This man's done it with 2 different teams. This man's been to the playoffs multiple times.
3 different decades.
Multiple times. He's been playing for 3 different decades. Like
he's won Super Bowls in 3 different decades, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like
what?
We can't, yeah, bro. That shit is undisputed. But in basketball, I don't think we're ever gonna have an undisputed GOAT again. I'm gonna keep it real, because like people are always gonna consider Michael Jordan a GOAT. You're always gonna have people that consider Michael Jordan a GOAT. But there's so many players that have come after him that have also reached into this best basketball player of all time type of category. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I feel like I feel like damn near everybody in the top 5 and almost top 10 of basketball players of like all time could make cases for GOAT status. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. I mean, in terms of like in the eyes of their own fans and like all that type of shit. But in terms of like even the statistics and shit like that they put up, I just don't think that we're gonna have an undisputed GOAT of NBA just because you can make the case for different people. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're at a point where just like different generations and different age groups of people are going to consider different players their greatest player of all time.
I agree. I agree. That's a debate amongst the generations of now that'll continue to be debated. But I think most NBA fans will agree there really is one undeniable GOAT, at least for now, you know, and it's not looking like anyone's going to surpass that anytime soon. So, hey,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But basketball back, and it's lit. I'm glad basketball's back. We got baseball. You see, fucking, I had to wear the Giants hat.
San Francisco fucking Giants. Hey,
let's get it.
It took 162 games, but we finally won the division.
107 of them.
107
We won 107.
Let me just take a second really quick to explain just how fucking great that is for some of you guys that don't watch fucking baseball. There's 162 games in the season. That's over 2/3 of all those fucking games. That's number one. Number two, you don't see teams even win past 100 games that often. It's just really not that common. Usually when
the Dodgers win like 106?
This year, yeah.
Or 105.
So this year, this year's Dodgers was supposed to be Bleacher Report, ESPN, Sports Center, fucking Yahoo, Fox Sports. Everyone and their fucking mom was talking about the Dodgers are going to be one of the number one teams to have ever fucking played this game. They're going to be one of the best teams we've ever fucking seen.
And who came out? This is the hat that I bought at the first game that we went to this season. We went there together, bro.
We did.
The first game that we could go to this season when shit was open, we could just show a COVID test and shit like that. Bought this hat, and here we are. 107 wins. I got the orange lights going right now. Like, we is in this bitch.
Listen.
We take it. Last decade, we was taking over the even years. This decade, we're taking over the odd years.
Listen.
This decade is the odd years, bruh.
Listen, y'all. Everyone had us projected at the bottom of the barrel this year. I just read a Bleacher Report article today saying that our opening day ranking was 25 or 22, some shit like that. For those of you guys that don't follow baseball and don't follow the Giants too much, you know, our lineup really doesn't consist of any stars necessarily other than Lester Posey, who's always been on the team, you know, since he started.
Bay legend.
And Brandon Crawford, who is really more of a defensive star rather than an offensive star. Other than that, we had a bunch of young players. Our pitching rotation was decent, you know, but again, a bunch of new guys, a bunch of guys coming up, you know, so.
We traded for, Chris Bryant, right?
We did trade for Chris Bryant towards the end of the year. Solid. So I think that was definitely once more like we saw that we had a rhythm going, you know, and we had some momentum. But I don't think at the beginning of the year, you know, we were definitely planning on trading for Chris Bryant. I don't think any of us Giants fans really expected, you know, the Giants to be as good as they did. I think we were definitely hopeful, you know, that they could definitely reach the 70.
Be in contention.
You know, be in the 70 games, 80 game wins, and hopefully, you know, even 90 games. But to have thought that we would win 107 games, I'll put it like this. I don't remember the last time someone won 107 games. I think the Cardinals maybe won more than that over 15 years ago or around there. But since that, you know, there's not a lot of teams that are winning
out here, bro.
107 games in the history of the MLB, you know. So the fact that we did it with really no huge stars other than the guys we just mentioned, you know, the fact that it was really a bunch of guys that weren't too known before and really just stepped up to become these really elite, you know, level guys. Got a bunch of young guys, you know, that are stepping up to the plate. We got guys like Lamont Jr., you know, who's stepping up in the most clutch of moments. You know, we got guys like Mike Yastrzemski, who's super young, now looking like he might become one of the future captains of the team. You got guys like Tommy LaStella, you got some of the relievers in there, so.
And the manager bring it all together.
This is the one thing. The manager, Gabe Kapler, coming from the Phillies, he wasn't necessarily known as, your top-notch manager or a guy coming in, poised to win a championship necessarily. What we did have was Farhan Zahidi, who is the general manager. Actually, I don't know if he's the president or the general manager of the Giants, but he's one of the guys making all the decisions when it comes to acquiring players, and who do we keep and stuff like that. In the few years,
that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
In the few years that they've both been here, it's quite obvious we've seen a complete turnaround, and I'll give him his respect, and his credit. He did come from the Dodgers, so he may or may not have learned a few things there, but hey, LA, it sucks to be y'all. He came to us and it looks like we're winning, so.
Bruh, guys giving me kind of 2015 Warriors vibes, and I feel like we about to.
They're giving off to me. I don't even want to say 2010 vibes from the Giants, because none of those 3 Giant years that we won, I don't think we were ever like first in our division.
I think one time.
I think maybe
one time.
Maybe one of the times, but definitely not like this. Like not the best in the league type of shit.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, the Dodgers were 1 game back, so they were on our necks.
Competition was crazy.
Damn near all fucking season, but specifically more towards the end of the season, in the last week or so of the games, they were 1 or 2 games back, so we really could not afford to let anything loose. We had lost the second to last game, giving them a chance to get within 1 game. So it was super close. And it was a super hard-fought battle, literally all the way to the end. It was super nerve-wracking, honestly, for all of us fans. But we pulled it through. Now we got home field advantage throughout playoffs, which will definitely, be taken to our advantage.
We in that bitch.
Dodgers now have to play a 1-game series with the Cardinals, who have been super red-hot, to see who will make it against the Giants. So that'll be super.
In the first round?
That's on Wednesday. It's a 1-game series. So Yankees.
Yeah, but so the winner of that would play the Giants in the first round.
Correct. And then on Tuesday we got the Yankees and Red Sox playing a 1-game series. I think they play the Rays.
Shit. Okay, so we could potentially be playing the Dodgers this weekend.
Yeah. So you already know, dog. We got to get on these NLDS tickets ASAP. Because
we're gonna be in that bitch.
It's for sure something we're gonna talk about on this shit. And if it does, we gotta buy tickets now, because if it does end up being the Dodgers, tickets are gonna fucking shoot up.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling it might be the fucking Dodgers. So
let's for sure get on that when we off the pod.
Shout out to my old fucking mentor. You owe me a Brazilian steak dinner for the bet that we made on the Giants and Dodgers. At the very beginning of the season, we had a bet. It was maybe a few weeks into the season, and we were talking about the record. I think I was clowning on how we had first place over the Dodgers. And, he was like, let's make a bet. Brazilian steak dinner, end of the season, I don't think you guys will have the better record. I didn't say one goddamn thing all year about it. And we talk, plenty of times about baseball, season going on. Never did I once really rub it in, about the Giants. But as soon as that game was done, you best believe I found the fucking text about the Brazilian steakhouse. And I was like, you better let me know when we're going. So,
and for those of you that don't know, the Brazilian steakhouse goes up because it's unlimited food, bro. Yeah. They is just bringing different steaks and different cuts to your table, and it's just like, yo, sir.
And a bunch of different appetizers in the little buffet. Yeah, anything you want.
Yeah,
anything.
Bro.
You can literally ask for any type of meat. They'll just bring it to you, even if it's not in rotation.
Pause.
We're talking about Brazilian steak. You feel me? Brazilian steak. We're talking about espetos and fogo de chao. You know what I'm saying? Those are two of the main spots that are out here, at least in the Bay Area. But I'm sure in y'all area,
Fogo de chao in LA for sure too. Mm-hmm. That's where I went to Fogo out in LA.
It's just fire.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
That shit is
Any
fire.
Brazilian steakhouse is for sure fire. So,
Facts. Brazilian steakhouses be hitting.
yeah. So
Hitting.
they be.
That's
That's always a
you
vibe.
already know. Giants gang, we in there. Best park in the world, best team in the world,
Best food in the world at the park. Like,
best
bro,
food
what?
in the
Like,
world. I'm getting
fuck around with us, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
fam.
come on, man. Like,
I'm for sure going to a playoff game, and I'm for sure getting a crab sandwich. Cause my fucking going back to this motherfucker Jose, bruh. Going back to this fucker. This man has been to the Giants game. Like, he went to fucking 3 games last week.
yeah, he tripping.
And all I saw him doing is posting crab sandwiches. And I'm like, I'm about to fight you, dog. Because where the fuck is my sandwich,
Hey.
I need a sandwich in my life.
Speaking of my guy Jose, though, for those of y'all that have been to the Giants games, he made a claim a few days ago, which I believe was a little outlandish. He might have been a little drunk when he said it. So,
Hey, but I do want to try it.
He made the claim that the tri-tip sandwich at the Giants games. I'm not sure where he got it, but I'm sure there's not too many tri-tip.
Yeah, we got to
sandwiches.
we got to figure out where he got that shit from.
He said it's better than the crab sandwich. And when he first said it, I'm not sure if it was really Jose talking, but then he kept saying it, and I was like, all right, this guy is obviously being serious.
I think I think he took it back a little bit, and he was like, it's up there, but I'm like, he's had it a couple times. I'm like, all right, cool, but let's keep it a buck, bruh. That crab sandwich is fucking.
My question is this: if you have
amazing.
if you got to eat one for the rest of your days at the Giants games, which one are you taking?
I mean, I'm gonna try that. You know what? When we go this weekend, and we'll let y'all know. When we go this weekend, we're gonna go get a crab sandwich, and we're gonna go get a tri-tip sandwich, and we gonna face it off. We gonna fucking side by side, bite by bite. We gonna figure out which one tastes better. We gonna figure that shit out.
And at the end of all that, I'm gonna wash it down with a Tony's slice of pizza.
You love that motherfucking Tony slice of pizza.
For those of y'all that don't
love that shit.
Listen, for those of y'all that don't know, I love pizza. Pizza is one of my favorite foods. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't give a fuck how fattening it is and how unhealthy it is. It's fucking pizza, and that shit is bomb. I'm a pizza snob. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll try all types of pizza. That fucking pizza is for sure one of the better slices of pizza you can get here in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, potentially even in the Bay, So, it's Tony's Pizzeria and not Napoli. How the fuck you say that shit? And I think their main restaurant is out in Little Italy, out in the city. But they obviously got one of their stands there in the Giants games. Speaking about pizza, I've been thinking about doing some shit. I don't know if for those of you guys that know, like Barstool and like Dave Portnoy and shit. He has this little series on his Instagram where he goes around and tries a bunch of little different pizza spots and just kind of reviews them, buy a pizza, talk about it for a little bit, and then he'll eat a slice in front of you and give you a review. Problem with that is that he's only on the East Coast. There's a shit ton of people that don't live on the East Coast that live on the West Coast, so I'm
gonna keep it a buck, bro. I know the East Coast is known for their pizza. New York pizza, Chicago pizza.
You can't sleep on West Coast pizza though.
But it's like, and the thing is, it's like, it's not even about West Coast pizza, but it's like New York pizza has been brought to the West Coast. Chicago pizza has been brought to the West Coast. And like, there are spots that we got out here that are fire. Like, you can get some fire pizza out here. You could for sure get some. Shout out to fucking Golden Boy in the city.
Facts.
The fucking
shout out to Signori's Pizza in San Bruno, one of my personal favorites.
Pizza, yep, they be going up too.
Favorites, that thick pizza.
They be going up. They be going up too.
Shout out to North Beach Pizza. You know what I'm saying? In the city, a fucking true classic. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm gonna create my own little fucking series. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm gonna start reviewing all these fucking pizzas out here in the Bay Area. Because
with that being said, go follow us on TikTok.
Go follow us on
going
TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit. You gonna see it all.
Air
you know what I'm saying? I already know y'all be fucking with pizza, so don't fucking act. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't be fucking watching that shit. If I fucking start reviewing, you know what I'm saying? Places where like, yo, this pizza out here in the city is bomb for pizza. Best spot to get this fucking slice. Look at this shit. Bam.
Let's go, bro. You just make me want some pizza right now. So I'm here. Hit me up. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it. Film. Let's fucking do it, bro. Let's fucking do it. You feel me? So,
but it's lit. Yeah, no, we for sure in there.
Yeah, dog. We for sure in there. What was I gonna say? Aside from the Giants, it's definitely something we're looking forward to. We covered NBA.
Baseball playoffs going to be lit.
We gotta get into.
It's time, bro. It's time, bro. My guy, put Trey in the game.
I'm gonna just start it like this. Kyle Shanahan, what the fuck are you doing, dog? What is going on? Before we even get into the game, I just want to know something, and I want to know if other Niners fans feel the same way. I know some of you guys read the report about us now passing on Tom Brady. When he was interested in coming back to the Niners. As the report says, he was interested. He spoke to Wes Welker, who was one of the coaches here with the Niners, in an interest in coming back to the Niners, which was his true home in scarlet and gold, and that if the Niners were willing to take him, he would absolutely love it. There would be no free agency. Oh, what the hell?
What's up? You good?
So, shit happens once in a while, and the moral of the story is, you gotta take what life gives you, and make lemonade. So
we had some more technical difficulties.
Yeah, y'all know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it goes.
Listen,
shit ain't always perfect.
This is as Lil Uzi would say. This is our third day out here. This is our third episode out here. We still figuring shit out. We good. Like, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We still giving y'all these fire takes.
Easy.
Crazy.
So, but as I was mentioning before, Tom Brady wanted to come back to the Niners. We passed on him. The report is that Kyle Shanahan and 49ers brass looked at both quarterbacks, Jimmy Garoppolo and Tom Brady, and said, we think we're better off with Jimmy G for the future.
I think they said some shit like,
we'll be okay.
It was only a marginal difference between the two.
A marginal difference between Tom Brady, the GOAT, who has won 7 out of 10 Super Bowls, and Jimmy Garoppolo, who has not stayed healthy in a full season ever.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you, bro. I get it, bro. I'm a fan at home. I'm not in the NFL. I don't have no position in the NFL. I don't evaluate talent for professional living, nothing like that, right? But that to me,
this is Tom Brady we're talking about, though.
That to me is just one of those things where it's just like, we don't need to overcomplicate this. If Tom Brady tells you that he wants to come to your team, and mind you, Tom Brady was a free agent. We wouldn't even have to give anything up for him. All we had to do was sign him. We didn't have to give shit up. We could have just signed him because he was a free agent. Right? The fact that you had the literal GOAT being like, yo, I'm down to come to your team, and all this free agency shit stops. Why are we overcomplicating it, comparing, like, if I'm a fucking coach, general manager, anything in that moment, I'm not even thinking, oh, well, how does Tom Brady compare to Jimmy Garoppolo? Oh, how did he? No, fam. It's Tom Brady. I'm going to sign Tom Brady. 10 out of 10 times, I'm going to sign Tom Brady. And a bunch of people have been like, oh, that last year in New England, he looked washed. He looked this. He looked that. Fam.
That was New England's fault. Like, if you watch football, you would tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like seeing Steph Curry on the Warriors this year. Like, my guy's balling. It ain't his fault the fucking Warriors didn't get the number 1 seed,
We would have had Tom Brady throwing balls to George Kittle and Deebo Samuels. Tom Brady would have had a fire receiver core. And you saw what happened with the fucking Bucks. You saw what happened, right? All these players,
Super Bowl.
All these players, not even just the Super Bowl. Forget the Super Bowl for a second, right? All these players started being like, I'm gonna sign with the Bucks because Tom Brady's there. Leonard Fournette, Antonio Brown, Richard Sherman. Now all these players are just like boom, and Tom Brady is just like boom. He gets it done. But you know what the difference is, and this is what it comes down to with fucking Kyle Shanahan. And this is where I got beef with him. He got way too much motherfucking ego as a coach in the NFL. He's got way too much fucking ego to the point where, in my eyes, the only way that he's happy with winning is if it's done the Kyle Shanahan way. And to me, what Tom Brady has done in Tampa Bay is he's controlling the organization. Bruce Arians for sure is doing his thing. You know, he's calling his plays.
Lets him but take over.
Their relationship is probably way more peer-to-peer than it is coach-to-quarterback type of shit. And you've seen what Tom Brady's been able to do in terms of getting guys signed and getting guys onto his team, like an Antonio Brown, like Gronkowski, like Richard Sherman, like Leonard Fournette, like fucking other defensive players and all this shit. They want to go play for Tom Brady. And the Bucks are like, yeah, we're willing to sign whoever, bro. We have Tom Brady. And you know what, bro? I don't think the Niners are like that. And that's why they passed on Tom Brady. And that's some fucking bullshit on the Niners. That's some bullshit on John Lynch. That's some bullshit on Kyle Shanahan. That's some bullshit on your whole fucking organization, fam. Since the Niners have moved to Santa Clara, they keep showing us time and time again that all y'all are in it about is just some fucking money and being in the Silicon Valley and all this shit. Y'all don't give a fuck about the fans. Because in the first fucking couple seasons while we were in Santa Clara, y'all didn't care to fucking put out a winning team. Y'all got rid of Harbaugh when fucking everybody was loving Harbaugh and all this shit. Like, we went through that whole transition period after that first Super Bowl that we went to with Cap and Harbaugh and all this sort of shit. Cool. We finally got back into contention. Y'all were making some moves, all this type of shit. But then y'all are just like, oh, Jimmy G is our quarterback, and Kyle Shanahan just has the fucking ego of a superstar player instead of being the fucking coach and knowing his role. Like, fuck your bitch-ass ego, fam. Like, we don't have to win your way, fam. We just have to win fucking games. And if we get the fucking GOAT, we're going to win fucking games. If you put Tom Brady with Deebo Samuels and George Kittle and a top 3 defense in the league led by Nick fucking Bosa and Fred Warner, fam. What?
I just want to remind everyone we passed on not only Tom Brady, but Aaron Rodgers earlier this year. And I know Aaron Rodgers was a bit more difficult maybe to pull off, but I think everyone knows we could have pulled it off.
Yeah, I mean, with Aaron Rodgers, it's like, what we have to trade, and like we probably have to like put some assets in there and all this type of shit, right?
I mean, we would have had a trade, but I just feel like, once you pass on Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers is definitely one of the best you can get, and he's miles above Jimmy Garoppolo.
And they're both hometown kids. Like, come on,
they want to come to the Niners. Bruh. They want to come back. Holy shit.
Bro, we honestly somehow, some way, if it wasn't this season, we probably could have got Devontae Adams too. Because he's from EPA, and he would have been like, I played with Aaron Rodgers. I'm fucking for sure down to come rock with Aaron Rodgers on the Niners. What? Bruh, exactly. I'm just like, to me, this front office and this fucking coaching staff with Kyle Shanahan at the league, to me, it's just like, y'all think y'all are above the players, to me. In the sense of, like, you guys think that you're the reason why fucking winning games, and like you put your ego above shit and all this type of shit. With Shanahan, I'm just like, bruh, you're supposed to be like, forget the fact that you're supposed to be able to evaluate talent, right? You're supposed to be an offensive genius and all this type of shit. You're telling me that if you're an offensive genius, you can't coach Tom Brady? Because that sounds like some bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you chalking it up to it being just a marginal difference between Jimmy G and Tom Brady. Fam, don't patronize the fans. Don't patronize us, dog. We can see with our own two eyes. That shit is not a marginal difference. That is a way big difference when we have Tom Brady out on the field than fucking Jimmy Garoppolo. And like I was with Jimmy G. I was with Jimmy G being our quarterback when we first got him. He was going undefeated. He took us to the Super Bowl, all type of shit. But after he's torn his ACL, he hasn't looked the same. And at that point, I'm making a conscious decision and being like, fam, we have the chance to get the GOAT on our team. What? Like, I'm taking that 10 out of 10 times, fam. That makes no sense
Niners fans need to start calling for, I'm not going to say resignations, but Niners fans absolutely need to start asking more questions and demanding more answers, from Niners management and Niners coaching staff, because I feel like after those two questionable moves, kind of how the coaching lately has been, in just our games, overall how the Niners have been playing, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of questions revolving how the Niners are performing right now and how they're operating. And
Facts.
As a fan, I need some answers. I want to know 100%. Why the hell we really passed on Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, number one. But if we get past that, what are we doing currently in our week-to-week basis to improve? Why haven't we tried? Why are we running this weird, Trey Lance only gets the red zone, like rush type of touchdowns type of deal. I feel like, I feel like what Kyle Shanahan is trying to do is be an offensive genius, quote unquote, and trying to develop more packages and dual threat plays, but realistically, what I really believe
I've
he's
seen
doing
no genius shit. I've seen
realistically
no genius shit.
What I believe he's doing is he's showing defenses what we're going to have in the future and what we're going to be playing in the future. It's just going to be easier for them to already start studying Trey Lance and already start anticipating his movements. As you can see, the dude is very agile and the dude moves a lot, and a lot of players like that will have a lot of great success in their first year or so, but as we saw with Lamar Jackson, as we saw with Cam Newton, as we've seen with plenty of, mobile quarterbacks, it is extremely difficult to maintain a career like that just because defenses catch on, But unless I think you are, like Lamar Jackson and you're very special, which he may or may not be, we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. But even like someone like Kyler Murray is fucking – he's mobile and like balling out.
He's another
season.
example.
You know what I'm saying?
Russell Wilson,
Russell Wilson, like just done a really good job of balancing the mobility and being able to get out of the pocket and pass on the run and shit like that. And it's like we could potentially have someone like that in Trey Lance for sure. Like someone that can really like spin out of the pocket. Like so my whole thing is like definitely going back to like the fans. It definitely feels like fans in general, there's some part of just like divisiveness. You got people that are rocking with Jimmy G. Obviously, you got people that are really big believers in Shanahan and all this type of shit. Like, whatever, like, cool. Y'all fucking are fans of a coach. Like, good for you. And yes, that was definitely a sub shot at one of my boys who's fucking always protecting Shanahan for no fucking reason, bro. It's fucking annoying. But anyways, fucking yeah, like to me it's just like there's this divisiveness and it's just like people think that like we're wishing for Jimmy G to fail, like the people that are in the crowd of like wanting Trey Lance to play and shit like that. And it's like, fam, it's not about wanting Jimmy G to fail, but it's just like we've seen what we've needed. To me, I'm just like, we've seen what we needed to see in the first 2 weeks and the first 3 weeks. To me, it's like we've seen what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, are we going to continue going to this every single game? Like, just throw the fucking keys to Trey Lance, let him get his reps up, let him get his experience in, because that's the only way that he's going to fucking develop and be raw in this league. Like, if he eats shit for 1 year and comes back next year and he's figured it out and he's fucking nice, like, then we're lit. You know what I'm saying? And, like, how many players have done that? Like, wasn't Herbert a fucking rookie last year? The Chargers quarterback?
He was, but he did pretty well last year as it was. So I think everyone kind of anticipated he was going to be pretty good this year. I think example to maybe use as an example of what you're talking about would be like someone like Josh Allen, who his first year or two Definitely struggled. Didn't look like he was going to be a good quarterback. Honestly, looked like he was getting beat up out there. And then they kind of put some of the pieces around him, and look at him now.
Like, all right, you feel me?
Top three, top five quarterback consistently.
And it's like if Jimmy G's peak is just that we're not going to be able to really consistently put up points on the board, like we're not throwing past 10 yards and all this type of shit, like, and it's just game managing, like, then it's time to fucking give it to the quarterback that it's like is mad athletic and we're going to be able to run some points up. And Shanahan, if you're a fucking offensive genius, you need to put some fucking points on the board.
You need to figure out how to use him, dude. You got to figure out how to use this guy and really expose him to expose defenses for now, because defenses don't know what he's like yet.
Facts. But like I saw
some to your potential so much. Like
I saw some media dude, right? That was like, oh, like Niners fans, like, oh, if nobody had the Niners going 17-0. Realistically, it's like you had them at 12-5. So, this is one of the 5 times that like people are going to be crying to the sky and all this sort of shit because of a Niners loss. And just like that type of shit, fam, when it comes from media, when it comes from anybody, I'm going to keep it a buck, fam. Don't be out here fucking trying to patronize fans for feeling a type of way about shit. Because at the end of the day, the fans are the ones that are fucking paying your shit. So they, like, media members, y'all wouldn't have a job covering sports teams if fans did not care about sports teams. And I don't even want to get into this bag of, like, we're the reason that you have this and this. But when it comes to patronizing fans, I feel like there's this shit where it's like people that are either in media or higher up or whatever try to do this shit where they act all high and mighty and smarter and all this type of shit. And it's like, fam, I know what I'm seeing with my own 2 eyes. I don't need to be the biggest football expert in the world. I don't need to be an X's and O's person. I don't need to be any of that. I can understand like teams, body language, momentum, and just what's being out there on the field, a basketball court, wherever. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, I'm just like, if you're patronizing fans for being upset that we lost 2 games that were very much winnable games for us, like, you need to go reevaluate your own shit, because there's no reason why fans should not be upset that we're not 4-0 right now. We for sure could have had both of them games with the way that those games went. You know what I'm saying? Like, starting off 17
game could have gone so much better.
Bruh, both of them games, bruh. Starting off 17-0 against the Packers, that's not a fucking good way to start off against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Like, Shanahan, come on, bruh. Like, you know that we need to put up some fucking points. And then we play a good second half, and we talked about it last week. Everybody was like, oh, was it the defense, blah, blah, blah. People are blaming the defense. Obviously, it shouldn't have gone to Devontae Adams, but it's like, if we play a better second half, it doesn't necessarily need to come down to the fucking final minute of the game of us only being up by 1 point. Same shit with the Seahawks game. We fucking start off the drive well. The defense is doing really good on Russell Wilson in the beginning of the game. They're fucking sacking him. They're fucking 3-and-outs. All this type of shit. And then
Russell Wilson adapts, and we don't know how to adapt.
And it's not even that he adapts, but we don't even take advantage of the fact that it's like we fucking what's it called? That we fucking stopped him so many times. We don't even take advantage of that. We don't put up points. We only put up 7, and we end up going to the half 7-7. After how many times that we stopped him? Like, come on, bruh. Y'all got to know that you got to be fucking putting up points, fam. I don't know how else to say that, dog. But you got to be putting up points. And whatever that shit happened with the kicker and shit, all right, fam. If this man has never attempted a fucking PAT in a game and shit, then you know what I'm doing on 4th down? I'm fucking going for it, dog. I'm going for it. Like,
every time.
It should not be this complicated. If this man has never attempted a field goal and you're asking him to attempt a field goal that's not even the normal PAT range, but however much further out, 30, 40 yards, some shit like that, and this man's never attempted one before, just fucking go for it on 4th down and let's try and get a fucking touchdown, bro. What is we doing? Like, what is we doing?
Yeah, I don't know what the guy.
Yeah, bro. Like, that shit to me was just like, bruh just plays scared to me. Bruh just plays super fucking scared to me, and just coaches to just fucking like, he just coaches to get by. They call him an offensive genius and all this type of shit, but like, if you're an offensive genius, you're putting up numbers. Like, and I'm not saying that we need to go out there and score 40 points every game, 30 points every game, but like, fam, if other teams are putting up points, we got to at least show that we are a threat to put up points. And I don't think at this point in the season we've really shown that we're like a fucking threat to put up points. We've only had a couple good halves.
Exactly.
I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking these other teams, like even if you have a team like Tampa Bay, like where they went into New England and that was a defensive game and they only won by how much and all that type of shit, like New England is still, the pressure that they're putting on them is they are scared of Tom Brady and that fucking offense scoring on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what they're capable of. So even though they only scored 19 points, they're getting up the field. It's not just like, it's not all 3 and outs or whatever. They do have the ball for a good amount of time, even if they don't get a score, they don't get a field goal, whatever the case may be. Like, they're still putting pressure on the defense. And I don't think we're fucking doing that with the quarterback in Jimmy G. And I think if you watched Trey Lance in that game and you didn't see flashes of what could be and like good flashes of like the potential that he has, then I don't know what you would watch.
Absolutely see it, and especially on the rushes. I mean, I'm telling you, just when you see him scrambling, you know, just when you see the way he moves out of the pocket, no one is moving like that other than maybe Lamar Jackson, if I'm being honest with you. Not even Kyler Murray is shaking people, you know, the way Trey Lance was trying to shake people. Russell Wilson, you know, he has his own way of moving. Kyler Murray has his own way of moving. Even Josh Allen, you know, but the dude got moved, you know. He got damn near
he's
NBA
getting shifty.
People,
he's getting shifty. He's getting shifty for sure.
So,
and
I think his biggest challenge or his biggest improvement just needs to be the accuracy of his ball. He tends to throw a lot of bullet passes when are not necessarily needed. And I've also seen a few deep balls to where he's kind of underthrowing or overthrowing. So I think just a few of the basic mechanics is what he needs to work on. But other than that, dude's got an arm. You know, he can definitely throw. So,
and I mean, that was just him coming in, and he didn't even know that he was getting in that game. And mind you, you should always stay ready, but like he's literally a rookie, fam. Like it's like there's not much more ready that you can get than just like, all right, great. I guess I'm starting the second half in my first real NFL game ever. Like, and I thought he did well. Like he got his completions in, he got a couple touchdowns. Like, bro is out there rushing and doing his thing, but he definitely showed flashes of that. I don't think we're going back to Jimmy as a quarterback. Like at this point, you got to lock him in. Like this is our quarterback.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
And I don't think that fucking throw that he had to Debo where it was like mad wide open and shit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think Jimmy throws that pass. Like I don't think Jimmy makes that fucking pass. Even though it was wide open as hell, I don't think he makes that pass.
I mean, it's definitely possible. You know what I'm saying? It's possible, but not likely. You know, we've seen what Jimmy G can do. He's, you know, we know what we get with him. And as Maanz has alluded to, you know, I think it really is time, you know, for us to kind of really give Trey Lance the reins, you know, and see what he can do with it. They were talking about how Jimmy Garoppolo may or may not still be available for this week, you know, if he's good, but I don't know. Something tells me he's not going to be good to go, or if he does, you know, he'll get injured within the first or second quarter.
I'm just bruh, just do it already, fam. Let's see what a full week's of practice.
Let's see what he got.
As Trey Lance,
he's a number 3 draft pick, right? All the other top draft pick quarterbacks are already throwing. They're already playing. They're already getting their exposure. You got Trevor Lawrence, you got Zach Wilson, you got Justin Fields now, and you got
and they all got wins. Trevor Lawrence just got a win. Justin Fields just got a win. Zach Wilson just got a win. Mac Jones has been doing pretty well in New England.
Mac Jones, the other guy, yeah.
So, bruh, just throw him in the fucking fire, bruh. He's got a good receiving core. He's got a good defense. Like, let's see what he's got. Give him a full week of practice with him knowing that he's going to be a starter. Open up the playbook. Shanahan, let's see some fucking offensive genius shit. Like, and stop fucking playing scared, bruh. Like, that whole scared shit. Like, it seems like all other teams around the league are more so. There's a bigger trend now of them going for it on fourth down, except for the fucking Niners. Like, that's just like a random shit that I've been picking up. But like watching the Chargers game, watching the Ravens game, watching like some of these other games, like I think the Cowboys even too, like they're going for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 1, and all this type of shit. And like Shanahan, 4th and 1, oh, I'm gonna punt it. Fam, what? If you don't fucking figure out how to get 2 fucking yards, you are a fucking offensive genius, supposedly. Go out there and fucking get 2 yards, bro. What the fuck is we doing? Like,
yeah, I've been noticing that a lot. That a lot more teams are going for fourth downs now. You know, it's just a new thing to do, and I think it's keeping defenses and opponents guessing. And I think that's exactly what the offenses are trying to do. You know, it's keep them on their toes. And
I think it's good for the game. I mean, when I play Madden, I go for it on 4th down, fam. I don't fucking punt, bruh. There ain't no punting in Madden, bruh. There ain't no punting in Madden.
4th and 30, there ain't no punting.
Bruh. Ain't no punting in fucking Madden. So I'm liking the trend that more teams are going for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 3, and like getting this shit to pop off. I'm fucking with it. I just want fucking Shanahan to join in the fucking trend. Hopefully now that you have Trey Lance. Like, some of his play calling has just been ass. Like, 4th and 1 against the Packers, we punted. 4th and 2 in this Seahawks game, and you hand it off to Debo. When we have Trey Lance at quarterback, fam, I think Trey Lance could just keep the ball and go and get his 3 yards. Personally, I think we could figure out a way to make that happen, fam. Like,
he's quick enough to get it.
He don't even have to hand the ball off, fam. He could go get 3 yards. So I'm like, some of these plays have just been like, dog, what the fuck is you doing, bro? Like, what is you actually doing? Because it doesn't make sense to me. But we'll see. We'll see this weekend. We are 2-2, so.
And we got all the tools, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got the receivers, we got Kittle, we got Ayuk, we got Debo, you got even Juszczyk, you know, who is a big force out in the receiving. In the running game, you know, we got Trey Sermon right now, who, as a rookie, he's shown a few flashes here and there, you know, but I think he's about average, honestly, right now.
Tell me I'm not tripping, though. For whatever reason, I feel like when Trey Lance got in the game, Trey Sermon all of a sudden started running way better. Like, and that might be because Trey Lance is a threat too, but like he started.
There could be a few reasons for that. He probably has a lot better chemistry from him just from the practice reps that they type to get. They're probably on the same type of practice rep team. But also, yeah, I think you have a good point, you know, is he opens up a much bigger dual threat to defenses, and they have to kind of keep people on Trey Lance no matter where he goes, which opens up room for Trey Sermon to run. And Trey Sermon, I mean, obviously we took him for a reason. You know, he had a lot of good game back in college. So, you know, we're hoping it pays off. And especially in our run game, you know, he really has room to flourish if he can kind of get it down, you know. So
he definitely looked good with Trey Lance. I'll say that. He definitely looked good when they both were out there. Like, he was picking up
the offense was
picking some good yards.
Trey Lance out there, so
Trey Lance definitely threw some fucked up passes, but he threw some good passes too. And that was just with him just being like, yo, we're just going to start you for the second half. Go and figure it out. Like, he's about to get a week full of practice in. Like, know that he's the starter next weekend. Like, I'm for sure excited. Like, I think it's time. I think it's officially time for Trey Area in the Bay Area. I think it's officially
next week,
fucking time. Shit, who the fuck do we play next week?
Let's find out real quick. Who do the 49ers play next weekend?
My man's just asking people.
The 49ers are not playing next weekend. Their next game against the Colts on October 24th, 2021. Sunday night.
Nah, bro. Nah. We're playing the fucking Cardinals on 10-10. That's this weekend.
I don't know why. Oh, maybe because it's past the next weekend. It probably thinks that. Stupid ass Siri.
Fuck it. We play the
does better.
We play the 4-0 Cardinals this Sunday. Okay. Division game, undefeated team.
Divisional
Kyler
game.
Murray versus
Cardinals
Trey Lance.
They're on a roll. They are on a roll right now. Trey Lance. We got fucking Kyler Murray versus Trey Lance. I'll tell you right now, if we have Jimmy G, I'm willing to bet my whole damn house on the fucking Cardinals because I know we're going to lose that game. But if we got Trey Lance...
Well, let's get it, bro. It's time, fam. Bay Area, Niners fam, all y'all, whoever is hesitant, whatever, fam, it's time. It's Trey Lance time. Shanahan, step your fucking coaching up and let's fucking go get some dubs, dog. Like, stop being a scared little fucking coach and, like, let's get right, bro. Let's get right.
Yeah, bro. With Trey Lance, we could do some damage. It opens up our offense to a whole new game.
Let's get it. I'm
Jimmy
excited.
G may never start again. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's time, bro. It's time for Trey, bro. It's time for him to take over. There's nothing that Jimmy G is doing right now that I don't think that we can't get out of Trey Lance. That, like, you know what I'm saying? There's not like a single thing that Jimmy G just does so amazing that it's like, all right, we should keep Trey Lance on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all want to talk marginal differences, Niners fucking coaching staff? Y'all want to talk about marginal differences? Well, I think there's a marginal difference between fucking Jimmy G and Trey Lance. And if there's a marginal difference or not a marginal difference between them, then fucking we're going with Trey Lance, fam. Like, Jimmy G era. I'm sorry, bro. I do feel for you that you keep getting hurt, bro, but we got to go with Trey, bro. We got to go with Trey. It's no hard feelings, bro. It's no hard.
It's the nature of the game. That's the way football goes.
That's just the way it is. But yeah, dog.
Yeah, bro.
Well, shit. Fucking, you, I know you mentioned that you fucking started watching Squid Games. So
yeah,
you started getting into it.
We won't give any spoiler alerts. I haven't finished it myself.
It's kind of wild though that it's like Squid Games definitely is one of those things where it's like collectively the internet was just like, we're gonna watch this, and like I know there's mad people that probably haven't watched it and all that type of shit, but a lot of people, like, that's how this shit got popular. And so I say all that to say, like, while some of y'all might fucking hate on, like, quote unquote influencer marketing and like all that type of shit, Squid Games, the reason that it's popular right now is because collectively the internet was like, we're watching this shit. And everybody was just like, I'm about to go check out what this fucking Squid Game shit is.
Same thing with Manifest. Same thing with fucking Tiger King.
But I feel like, I don't know. Shit. I mean, maybe for me, like, I didn't really see too much of Manifest. Like, I saw a little bit. Tiger King, yeah. Tiger King for sure was...
I saw hella Manifest shit.
Tiger King for sure was definitely one of those ones. I never watched Tiger King, but Tiger King was for sure one of them ones where I saw, like, memes everywhere and shit like that. I just never ended up watching it. But I ended up watching Squid Games just because I was like, let me check out what this shit is on. It looks kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's dope. I like it so far. I'm on episode 3, just about to finish it.
Okay.
The premise of the show is it takes place in South Korea. There is a ton of people from all different backgrounds that are in some type of debt or owe something, to the government or a loan shark or someone. They're invited to a game or a series of games in which they have to play children's games in order to win or lose. But the twist is that whoever loses gets killed right on the spot. And so,
bruh, and that's something that you learn in bruh, that first, like, I think everybody for sure has gone. If you haven't picked it up yet, sorry, spoiler alert, just letting
you should pick it up. It's pretty good so far. I'm letting you guys know right now.
You obviously saw the red light, green light episode. And I think that's when shit just got really, that's when shit just really just like turned on and got real fast.
You're like oh, that's okay. That. Like this is what they're doing. Like
that scene, I was like, oh my God. But at the same time, I was just like, y'all fucking dumbasses. You see that this shit is only shooting you when you move, and you decide to move, fam.
You said fucking run away.
You decided to run away and stop playing the game when you could have just kept playing and potentially saved your life, like, bruh. But that shit was just crazy.
We already said
piled up them bodies.
So I'm gonna talk about this. I cannot believe the fact that these niggas voted back into that game, like, bruh, to get back in. I'm like, yo, like. Damn, y'all on some real desperate times, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but I feel like that's kind of like the overall theme of the show, right? Like the desperate times, and like we have people like this that, like, you know, exist, and we have a society that very much like a society that can somewhat like bring this upon people. And it's like, to me, that shit was very much like all them people that went back were just people that were just like, yo, I decided that, like, I don't really have anything else to live for. You know what I'm saying? Like, all them people just decided, like, and not just that I don't have anything else to live for, because some of them did, but it was also like, I need to, well, not just that, but like, I need to go get that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need that money. You feel me? Like, I think the only person that they covered that, like, actually had some shit to, like, fully live for, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, all the characters, like, they had, like, their people. Like, that one girl had her brother. Like, obviously the main character had his daughter and shit. But, like, I feel like my brown boy Ali with his family, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he was the most, where he was like, he was actually involved with his family. Like, because you seen him take that money and go take it to his fucking wife, and was just like, yo, just take this shit and get out of here.
When I seen that he helped the main character up, like, from falling, I was like, I'm glad they showed my brown guy, like, as the one to, like, help out. I was like, because that shit was accurate as fuck. I'm like, damn, that's dope. I was just on some good hard shit. They even mentioned, like, or, you know, showed, like, I guess a brown character, you know, an episode with it being in South Korea. So I thought that's
actually really lit, because it's like, the thing is like, a lot of Indian people migrate to other Asian countries, and even like African countries as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of Indian people will migrate to the areas kind of around India. So, like, very much Asian countries, Middle Eastern countries, African countries, like, just kind of around the area, they'll migrate to those places and try and, you know, make a new life. And so, you know, I will say this, like, definitely, like, the kind of depiction that they had of him, and, like, you know, him being there with his wife, his kid, like, them having immigrated there because he felt like he could make a life for himself and, like, make more money and, like, that type of shit. And, like, even the way that, like, his boss was, like, taking advantage of him and all that type of shit, like, that type of shit is, like, real shit, and real shit that happens in the world, like, today. Like, this is not some shit where it's like, oh, this is a while ago or something. No, like, that shit happens today. Like, that whole thing of him going to his boss and being like, where the fuck is my money? Like, I've been working for you for months and you haven't paid me.
Especially in countries like that.
Yeah, bro. That shit happens, like, today, fam. Like, that shit happens where you've literally put in months of work and you're still waiting to be paid. Like, that shit happens. That shit happens today. So it's just like, I definitely feel like early on, and just like the way that they, like, depicted him and shit like that, like, it was a pretty accurate depiction of what an immigrant from another country would be like, not coming to the U.S., but being in essentially another country, kind of similar to their home country, but like with different, cultural aspects and like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they were just like, fuck it, we going back. Like, we out of here.
So yeah, man, I'm on that episode where they just got back, and they're just finishing that cookie game. So
okay,
I didn't watch like the last 10 minutes of that episode, so I have no idea how it ends yet. But that's the part that I'm at right now.
But you seen fucking grimy Sung-woo? Fucking, he knew the game and he didn't tell his boy. You seen that part?
Yeah. So I kind of understood that. I mean, how did he really find out about the game? At the same time, I was kind of on work calls and shit, so I don't know if maybe I missed that part, but I know one of the dudes found like a little paper like in their cookie or some shit like that. How the fuck?
Yeah, so that was a different dude. So the thing with Sang-woo, like he was just a person, like he's been built to be this person of like dude that went to college, super smart and all this shit.
Smart as fuck. Yeah.
So these games
what exactly
playing,
did he like peep? Yeah.
Well, so all the games that were being played, right, were games that they had played in their childhood, right? And so during that episode, do you remember that girl? She had like gone through the vent and shit like that.
And she saw them making shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So what she had seen was that they were just like dumping sugar or some shit like that, right? And she had told that to Sang-woo like right before they were going into the main area, right? While they were going through that little stair area. She had told him like, oh, I don't know, they were like dumping sugar or some shit like that. And so in his head, you see that little flashback moment where like it flashes back to like them as kids and like dude was whipping something up in the little pot and hardening some sugar and shit like that.
I remember that whole
and
part.
So
Yep.
So he remembered that shit, and that's why he picked the triangle, because he remembered that. You know what I'm saying? But then he didn't share that shit with the team. He was just like, oh, I don't think we should all put our eggs in one basket, like all this type of shit. And my guy got left with the fucking umbrella, fam. The fucking umbrella, dog. When he figured out that fucking licking shit worked, I was like, bruh. Like, the fucking umbrella, dog.
And then one of those dudes that lost fucking took the gun and fucking just ended up killing himself, like, after holding the dude hostage. I was like, yo.
Oh, yeah, bro. That shit was crazy.
Who the fuck is that one dude that's, like, trying to infiltrate that shit and trying to pose as one of the fucking, like, game conductors? I don't understand who that dude is yet.
He's a cop. So he's a cop.
Oh, so he's a cop trying to investigate.
Well, no. No. So
I didn't realize he was a cop.
He's a cop, right? But the reason that he's trying to investigate is because he ran into the main character at the police station, right? The police station was like that. Dude
I remember that. Yeah. And the dude was talking about like how crazy it was. Yeah.
So the reason that he went to go investigate is because his brother had went missing, and like he didn't know where his brother was
that
at.
Part then, yeah,
like he didn't know where his brother was at and all that type of shit. And so he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna try and hit this dude up and like figure it out, pretty much, right?" And so he's thinking that his brother went to those games and like he doesn't know what they are and like that type of shit. So he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be on my vigilante shit and fucking go on the whole van and try and infiltrate and all this type of shit." Yeah, that shit was wild. Yeah, that shit was wild.
I can't wait to watch the end of the episode. I'm gonna watch it tonight for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Watch that shit, and I mean, we could talk about. I'm sure by next week you'll have finished the series, so we could for sure touch on it a little bit more. But yeah, that shit. Yeah. I mean,
by next week I'll have finished it.
That shit's one of those shits where it's just fucking internet for sure taking over. Internet for sure taking over with that one.
Yeah, it's the type of influence the internet has. That shit is crazy.
Dead ass.
But yeah, man, I can't wait to finish that series for sure.
Yeah,
definitely one of the better series I've seen in recent times.
Yeah, that shit's cool. That shit for sure kept me on like just edge of my seat type of shit.
Yeah. Does it end well? I don't necessarily want any details, but I just want to know: does it have a good ending? I mean, does it, or not even does it have a good ending? Does the ending deliver? It's not like a shit where you're like, oh, what the hell is this? You know, like.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't really fuck with the ending that much. Oh no!
Yeah. All right, then I have the.
I didn't. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I didn't really fuck with the ending that much. It wasn't to say that the series and shit like that still wasn't good and shit, but like definitely part of the ending, I was just like, bruh, like what? I kind of was a little bit like, and we'll talk about it next week. Why I didn't like. What some of the reasons,
Absolutely.
But I was just kind of like
I may or may not feel the same way you do. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I might just be like, but there was just a couple things that stood out to me that I was just like, bruh, like it could have gone a little differently, I think. But overall, still a pretty cool series. It definitely kept me engaged and wanting to watch more for sure. I will definitely say that. But it definitely is an intense show. So like. If you're not into that, it's not going to be for you. And I say intense in the sense of like it can be graphic. There's killing all that shit involved. So like
a lot of blood and gore in there.
So like when it comes to watching that, just have that in mind.
Yep.
But we lit, dog.
Agreed. But yeah, dog. Shit, it's we've been recording now for about damn near 3 hours, so I feel like we can definitely continue on a few topics. Regarding next episode, we definitely got a few things to follow up on as well. We've covered quite a few different main aspects regarding to last week. I think some of the most important ones being obviously, things to do in Hawaii, where to go, what to eat.
We for sure had to review. We had to review your trip. There was no way we couldn't review your trip.
Like, we had to go in details because
that's what we're gonna do on here, bro.
Easy, and we already know some of you guys are gonna really take our advice, so that's why we really want to get into some of these details when it comes to some of these trips and whatnot. Because
honestly, like we sharing these experiences, so you do.
We're not lying to you guys. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like not gonna recommend no bullshit. Not gonna recommend no bullshit.
I promise you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like we look at different places to go, different places to stay, different things to do. These are just some of the better things that we have found. So by all means, do what you got to do and do whatever you want. But I guarantee if you take up at least one of our recommendations, you won't be disappointed. So
facts, 100%.
Aside from that, to recap really quick, Giants won the National League West. Fuck the Dodgers, you guys suck. Niners, Kyle Shanahan.
Get your fucking shit together, Kyle Shanahan. Get your fucking shit together.
I'm calling on all fans to fucking start fucking speaking up. I think it's getting to the point to where it's getting really fucking frustrating as to the direction and some of the decisions that coaching and management are making. And we as fans deserve to have a little bit more insight or a little bit more fucking, clearance. Or clarity, in
and you know what? Just some more fucking respect for just us as a fan base in terms of like, don't give me no bullshit ass, cryptic ass, lame ass fucking answers and all this bullshit. Kyle Shanahan talking about, I don't care about your fantasy football teams. I have a real team to manage. Well,
fuck you, Kyle
manage
Shanahan.
that team,
I have
bro.
5 teams, bitch.
Then fucking manage that team and get us some fucking dubs, fam. Because we should not be 2-2 right now. We should be 4-0. I 100% believe that we should be 4-0 right now. We should 100% be 4-0 right now. those 2 losses that we had were both winnable ass games if you was the offensive genius that you were. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, after next week's game, after the Cardinals 4-0 game, we're gonna see a lot with Trey Lance up at quarterback now.
But now,
a different direction is taking place.
Yeah, and with Trey Lance, one thing to make clear with Trey Lance, there's gonna be mistakes, and there's gonna be like shit that you just have to like deal with because he's a rookie.
He's a rookie quarterback.
But I'm good with that because that means he's getting his experience in, and we may not be the contenders that we want to be this year, but I fully 100% believe that we could be as soon as next season, as long as Trey Lance is getting his experience in.
100% agree. I 100% agree. So it'll be it's a long season. Now we have an extra week in the NFL season, so it'll be interesting to see. I just hope the Niners, have the right direction and they have the right type of game plan. So,
facts.
Aside from that, we'll definitely review the Niners next week and how they're doing. As well as the Giants playoffs, that me and Maanz will absolutely be attending.
Facts.
End of Squid games for sure. We'll be reviewing. And just other,
talking about
dope ass shit.
We for sure gonna get into that shit. I'm just gonna preview it now, fam. I've been going just crazy in terms of trying to get my info up on NFTs. I know this might be a brand new topic to some of y'all. Some of y'all might be into it, cryptocurrencies, all that type of shit. We're not going to be on here giving financial advice, but I'm going to just talk about it, and we're going to relay this information. We're going to try and make this information very much fucking digestible for y'all, in the sense of like,
absolutely
make it to where it makes sense to you, and it's not just a whole bunch of gibberish and jargon and like I have no idea what the fuck that y'all are talking about, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off type of shit. We trying to share this, and I'm gonna play because, the role. Like, this shit is big. This shit is big, and there's a lot of shit going on in the digital world, and a lot of shit into the digital world to come.
Exactly, and just for you guys, I'm gonna play the role of being the guy that really don't know shit about, NFTs and whatnot. And so I will ask all of the quote unquote dumb questions, all of the detailed questions, all the general types of questions that you guys may or may not want to know about NFTs and how to get into them, or what they are, and we'll go through it all. Maanz definitely has a good grip, on the NFT world.
I have a good light grip. I wouldn't even say that I'm a full-on expert, because honestly, if someone is telling you that they're an expert in NFTs right now and all this type of shit, I'm gonna say at least 8 out of 10 times they're probably fraud, in the sense of like they've probably been in it for like 3 months, 4 months, maybe a couple lucky shits like here and there, because there's a lot to grasp, and like unless they've been in it like for years now, you can't be an expert if this is your first year in. That, like, it's plain and simple like that. If you got into NFTs this year, I don't care how quick you've figured it out, like it's very hard to be an expert in this space, I think, because it's just like constant just learning and figuring things out too. But yeah.
So there you guys have it. You know what I'm saying? That's something we'll cover next week. The full ins and outs of NFT world, and how to get started, how to get involved, if you guys are interested in it. And, hopefully Maanz will give us a little sneak peek, of what he has in the works of his NFT world, so.
I got y'all. That's light.
We'll see what next episode has in store for us, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But it's been real on episode 3, of the Dope Individuals. As always, this is Duke. Got your boy Maanz in the building. The Dope Individuals podcast. But
your boy Maanz.
So then, man, it's been real. It's been a vibe. I hope y'all enjoyed, drinking and chilling with us. So till next week, y'all. Can't wait.
Till next week, dog. We lit.